The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Oh 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call on what I'm calling the spookiest. Hang on a second, I do apologise.
Get some interference.
There you go. You see, it started already. I didn't do anything then. The computer just did that. Welcome to the Late Night Alternative. I'm Iain Lee. Who are you, lady?
Catherine Boyle.
Thrilled to say, we are joined. You've possibly seen him on television. You've possibly seen some of his live shows. You may even have read his column in Chat. It's Fate. This is going to be a tough one, Katherine, because you are a complete non-believer.
Yeah, but I want to believe, but I just can't.
I don't think you can believe because you're a very cynical old boot. I am coming round.
You're wide open.
That there are possibilities. I get what you mean now, but I'm going to go past that. There are possibilities that perhaps there is more to this universe, to this physical realm that meets the eye. I'm waiting for the evidence, and I'm hoping that maybe tonight we might get the evidence. Absolutely thrilled to be joined by the one and only Clinton Baptiste. Good evening, Clinton.
Good evening. Wonderful to be here. I hear what you're saying, Catherine. Can I say right away? Come in, wipe the celestial dust from your feet, you wanderers of the known universe. Because what I intend to do tonight is to open a portal.
Oh.
I make no apology about that. Open a portal to show you that there are possibilities beyond the corporeal, beyond what we understand as reality.
Look forward to that.
When you say open portals, by the way, if you want to talk to, you won't get this on Howard Hughes' show. Apparently there's a rule you're not allowed to do this. Well, we're breaking the rules tonight. If you want to talk to your long lost dead friends, relatives.
For entertainment purposes only.
Well, or if, perhaps you want your dead relatives to give you advice on how you should live your life, then you're pulling a face there, Katherine.
Well, for broadcast guidelines, we have to say this is entertainment purposes only.
Of course, but also if you're looking for advice from your maybe nana or something, then that's...
maybe we should get some proper friends.
Okay, well, come on, that's disrespectful. If you want to talk to your long-lost loved ones, if you want to share your ghost stories, your spooky stories, tonight, 0344 499 1000. When you say opening portals, Clinton, that sounds dangerous. what can we expect? Do we need to imagine ourselves bathed in white light, for example?
What people perceive to be, the kingdom of heaven, verdant, green, teeming with people in the roots of good health, that, if you like, that's more centre parks. What I'm talking about is an attachment to your life, a bright, airy, like sort of lean-to conservatory to the main event, which is the house.
Yes. The house is your life.
Yeah, if you like. If you look at if you look at your life like a house, there's an addendum. An addendum to the house, which might be I'm just saying, I'm using the analogy of
like
a
an
house.
extension.
I'm having, the shed at the end of my garden
I'm not
turned into a den for my boys.
Sure, I'm not quite so interested. What I'm talking about is a place that's warm, welcoming, unfortunately full of dead people, but what I'm saying is, it's an attachment to your life. It's just another room. Very much another room. You don't disappear, like you said, into, a white fog or something.
I'm hoping that the boys will play video games in there. I'm getting a sofa bed so they can have sleepovers.
And in a way, converting that is a way of converting your own mind. And if your mind is currently cluttered up with a lot of stuff that you might put in a shed that's cleared out for snooker, it doesn't quite work, that analogy, but you know what I'm...
Well, I tell you what, let's go back a step. Let's go to someone whose mind is completely clear.
I meant pool, really, or video games.
Let's go to Alan Caddick. Good evening, Alan.
Hiya, boss. Hi, Kath. Hi, Clinton.
Hello.
Hello. I've ordered my copy of the book. I've just ordered it just now.
Here's the thing, the late night alternative transcripts.
That's the one.
Beautiful. Thank you, Alan. I look forward to hearing you read it. Have you got are you a believer in, oh, sorry, Clinton, you said something.
I'm picking up something from you. Is it Alan, is it?
Yes, it is.
You're a Sagittarius?
No, I'm an Aquarius.
Aquarius. Sorry. Easy mistake to me. I'm saying you're in your... I've got someone here, it's a chatterbox. I've got someone writing me, he's a real chatterbox. It's an elderly man, and he's saying you're in your early 20s, am I correct?
No, I'm 39.
39. Approaching 40. And this man is saying that maybe he last saw you when you're in your early 20s. Is the name... yeah, alright, he's very talking right at me.
You can hear them now,
Yeah, I can hear him now. Derek, is it a Derek? A David.
Do you know anyone with a D?
A D in the name. Didn't have to start with a D, but it's got a D in it.
I did have a niece called Danielle.
Danielle. I've got Danielle right here, and she's saying she hasn't seen you since she was in your early 20s.
Well,
and she passed quite recently, is that right?
Well, we lost contact back in early 2000s.
There you are, yeah.
I don't know if she's died or anything.
Oh.
I'm not saying she's died. You weren't quite clear. I don't think it's her.
Why did you fall out with Danielle, Alan?
Oh, long story. But it's not one to broadcast on air.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. But it sounds like she's well, if it is her.
She's very well, and she's just saying she would like to make contact with the fact she's not actually dead, that one. Is there someone else maybe beginning with D or got a D in the name? I think it's a fella. I think it's a man, Alan.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, there's Paul, but I haven't got a D. Neither Stephen.
Caddick,
Paul and Stephen.
with a double D.
It's someone in your
surname.
Yeah, it's someone in... There's a double D in your surname, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's someone in your family, he's writing me here now, as I say, he's a bit of a chatter. He's dead. This one is dead. Forget the girl, that was a red herring. Although if you've got something to say about that, Alan, I don't sound a little bit suspicious of the whole thing. I'd speak to someone about that because I can't be a party to any crime. But this is a Mr. Caddick. A Caddick. Is it right your surname's Caddick?
Does that make sense, Alan? Do you know Mr.
Which
Caddick?
I don't know about.
You don't know about him, okay. But he's dead, is he?
Yeah, he's very much dead, and he's saying...
I was asking Alan, but you...
He died in the 70s.
Yeah, he was in his mid-70s when he died.
No, he was in the 1970s.
He was in the 1970s when he died in his... Well, he wasn't quite in his mid... But anyway, he's saying to me...
Has he got a message for
Yes,
Alan?
he has, and he's saying... Alan, he says, clear it all up, he says. Clear it up, he says. Now, that might be clearing up a room, it might be clearing up a garage like Ian. I think that's why you were passing that.
The shed?
It might be the shed. And
or clearing up your life.
Or basically clearing up the business with Denise or Danielle, the relative.
I think I know what it could be.
Yeah, what is it?
It he might be telling me, like, me dad and me mum to clean up the kitchen.
He said something about a kitchen. It began with a K. It's something about a kitchen. Hold on, what are you saying? Let me just one second. What are you saying, Mr. Caddick? Clear up the kitchen. You're absolutely right. That was your instinct. And it's saying clear up the kitchen. Because she's slovenly, your mother, isn't she? Very dirty and leaves things around.
No, we have been cooking. I usually clean up the kitchen, but I haven't done it yet.
Right. Well, it's very, very greasy. And I would clean that up right now. And he's going now. He's fading now. No, he says no more now. He's gone now.
Could you do that for us, Alan? Could you clean up the kitchen for us?
I'll do it right now.
Thank you very much indeed.
And it's great to be, someone that can pass on those messages. I see myself very much as a conduit, and Mr. Caddick there was saying, clear up the kitchen, clear it up. He says it's very greasy.
Here's the thing. You come on this show and we're going to give it to you hard, okay? Lee has tweeted, Iain, get this idiot off the radio. So many mistakes, a load of rubbish, and then here's the real zinger, making it up as he goes along. You must get that. I've seen the show. You must get that all the time.
I get
During the show, after the show, online, when people meet you in the street, if you get recognised in a shop, people maybe post your phone number around willy-nilly, you get random phone calls when people send you emails and you must get, you're making this up as you go along all the time.
I have heard that. I don't want to say it happens quite all the time. But there are people who want to poo-poo what I do. The poo-pooers.
Yes.
And, don't poo-poo what I do, because if you poo-poo what I do, the heavens are listening. I mean, I think that was proof in itself. We contacted Danielle.
Yeah.
What Alan had to do with that death, I don't know. That was mysterious.
We're not sure if she was dead, actually. We don't know that.
No, we don't know that. But can we just say, if Anne's done anything, I don't want to be a part of that. Can't really.
Kath, now will be a great time to do a disclaimer to Distance Talk Radio.
I'm distancing Talk Radio for any of this is from entertainment purposes only.
Although, if you do want life advice from a dead relative, give it a go. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Got another tweet here. I just thought it might be interesting.
Yeah, go on.
Again, the naysayers and poo-pooers, which he used to, of course, Clinton. Sean says, guy is a con man. Sounds like he's got...
What?
You know, Katherine's clearly upset you.
What have I got?
What's he saying?
Sounds like he's got a what?
Shit.
A what?
Let me see if I can find that. Sean says, guy's a con man. He sounds like he's got a shit haircut. Has he? Well,
I'm
yes,
not sure
he
what
has.
That's got to do with...
But that's irrelevant. Catherine's very upset.
I'm so
just a
sorry.
minute.
You come here in good faith and people are just insulting. I think it's really upsets me. I'm really sorry.
Well, I'm not sure what my haircut has got to do with...
No.
I mean, you just heard, I've just spoken to that man, what's it, Alan Caddick. Just spoken to him.
Yeah.
And I was very, very accurate with what he said. I guessed his age. And I also spoke to the parents, and what did he say? He hadn't yet to clean up the kitchen.
Clean up the kitchen.
He hadn't cleaned up the kitchen. So I'll thank your friend, whoever it was, to get stuffed.
Oh.
Quite honestly.
I think now's a good time to take a break. If you want to give us a call, 0344 499 1000.
My hair's got to do with anything.
Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Speak to the dead if you want to give... No, it's not an advert for Julia Hartley-Brewer's show. It's our show, The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee, Katherine Boyle, and tonight our very special guest, Clinton Baptiste. Good evening, Clinton.
Good evening.
You're a magician, a mind reader, mind bender. What is it? How would you describe yourself?
Well,
I love magic.
Magic would suggest that there's some sleight of hand.
Okay.
What I possess, call it what you like, powers, attributes, gifts. I'm a clairvoyant, medium, psychic, faith healer, hypnotist, psychic ability, clairvoyant, telepathy, Reiki healer, feeler, tarot cards, meditation, some motivational after dinner trade shows, close up, corporate away days, domestic parties. Alright, I do some illusion work, but that's purely, a private client. Competent dancer movement experience and murder mystery weekends and etc. But what
it's a full CV.
Yeah, it is a full CV, but I mean, I do offer the personal touch, and what I offer is guidance offer guidance to people.
It's very, I've seen your show, it's a very spiritual show. You talk a lot about the afterlife, about souls, and I was wondering if, Katherine and I here, if you could peer into our souls.
I'm gonna probe your souls, I can probe our souls tonight, between us, but, what I want to display to you, all I want to say to you, that what I have is nothing, there's nothing extraordinary about what I do.
No.
It's a question of telepathy. See if we can do this. Just a little experiment. A number between 1 and 10. Go.
7. That is...
and again.
Okay.
5. 3. 2.
This is...
Wow.
Yeah.
How are you doing that? Because he's, listen, honestly, he sat here, we'll talk about the jewellery in a minute, he's a wonderful jewelry, but there's nothing, and you heard him do that. We hadn't rehearsed that. Can I just do one?
Yeah.
8. How is he doing that?
Katherine, can you just say, because we spent a bit of time together, we had a cup of tea and a sandwich, didn't we, earlier?
Yes.
And I think what that's done is, it centred us. 7. 5. Yeah, it's not quite working with...
6.
3. Right. 6. Yeah, 6. Okay. And what that means that we've made
you got that wrong quite a few times.
Well, to be fair to her,
Katherine
she said
got it wrong.
Yeah, she said 6 3 times, which I don't like saying that. Sorry, Katherine.
Okay, she got it wrong.
Yeah, she said 6 3 times, which I wouldn't do.
Do you find people do that? People block you?
4. Alright, sorry. Do people block me?
Do people block you and put up resistance?
Yeah, they do.
You're very smug with yourself there, Katherine. You shouldn't be proud of that.
No, do you know what? When he was talking to you, I felt my,
side of your face shut down.
No.
I had a touch of...
Have you got Bell's palsy?
See. Oh, we said that at the same time.
I was going to say, I started to almost disbelieve, but...
5.
6.
No.
Okay.
Not quite.
Okay. I can feel, this is funny, I mean, can anyone feel this? Because I can feel a darkness coming out of Katherine. I can feel her dark, it's like a dark hole.
Yeah, I can see.
You cannot.
I can see, I'm not being vulgar, I can't see her hole, I'm not saying that. But I do see you as a whole. And I just try one more time, and a 5. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. 6.
What do you think about people like, Derek Akora, and we have our very own, psychic who calls the show, David Babcock.
Right.
What do you think about people like those?
Okay, there are some very brilliant psychic mediums. Stanislav Tomczak, head of the Society for Psychical Research. Eusebio Palladino, a brilliant artist. Derek Akora, who played for Bootle under 18 Reserves. Brilliant people. And they've all got different ways of contacting the dead.
Yes.
And I have my techniques. I don't want to comment about certain people, psychic Sally Morgan, etc. What those people have brought to what I do is a great popularism.
Right.
But I'm not, You're
not very popular.
No, not with me, not in my house.
No. I don't mean it like that. No. But people don't like you.
Sorry?
You don't have such a big, it came out wrong, but you don't have such a big audience.
No,
as Akora.
But you're not interested in the fame and money and all that?
No, I'm not, because I'm the real deal, and I like to give my... I don't say I don't do it for nothing. I mean, if anyone's out there wants me, I don't do it for nothing.
Seen the ticket prices
there.
Yeah,
okay, it's a bit steep for the tour.
Yeah.
Man's got to live.
I've got to live. But all I'm saying is that I don't want to cheapen my skill. For what I do, it's a very much a giving thing.
Okay.
And,
do you want to take another call?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, let's do a little thing, okay? Let's do a thing. We're going to go to a caller now.
All right.
Can you tell us what this caller's called? Do you want to know if he's a man or a woman?
It's a woman, isn't it? It's a man. I'm getting a man.
It's a man,
yeah, and... It's a Steve, isn't it? It's got an E in it.
It's got an E in it. Yeah, it's definitely got an E in it.
Is it Dave?
It's not Dave. No.
To be fair...
Yes.
You've got a lot of technology here.
Is that...
That's the sort of distance between blocking. But, is it a Peter? It's got an E in it, isn't it? Darren? Ernie? Ernest, that's 2 E's. Jerry? Gerald? Gerard? What's your name, caller?
Andrew? What's your name?
Andrew.
Well, that's not one of the main E names, is it? It's more of an A. You think, when you think of Andrew, you think of
Yeah, I'm quite annoyed, actually, if I were called Dave. I don't like Daves. There's a lot of Daves that I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
like.
picking up a bit of animosity. What can I help you with, Andrew?
Well, I just thought I'd have a chat and see what you think. I once worked at a hospital.
Right.
I left a few years ago.
Right.
And, while we're at hospital, I took a picture walking down the corridor on Snapchat to my...
Are you allowed to do that? That seems to be a breach of confidence.
Yeah, well, that's what the manager said, and that's why I don't work there anymore. But
Fair enough.
That's another story.
Okay.
So, I took this picture, and there was something in it. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And I sent it to my girlfriend, so she put it on Facebook, on one thing after another. It ended up in papers and stuff like that.
Right.
And everyone said it was some sort of ghost. I don't believe in ghosts, but there it was.
What was the picture, what was the picture of, Andrew?
It looked like a woman down a corridor.
Right, yeah.
And
was
it got quite popular. You've probably seen a picture. If you looked at it, you'd probably recognise the picture.
It does sound very spooky, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It was down the corridor. Was she like a sort of Florence Nightingale sort of figure? You know,
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
which was the hospital? I mean, are we allowed to say?
We're allowed to say the hospital,
yeah. We're in Leeds, so if you go on Google and you Google Ghost Hospital Leeds, I'm sorry, it'll be the first thing that comes
Ghost Hospital Leeds?
It's a hospital for ghosts, was it, Andrew?
Yeah, hospital for ghosts, polar ghosts, yeah.
It was a hospital...
What do you mean?
So I worked at a hospital. If you just Google hospital, Leeds, and ghost...
Oh, yeah.
It was a hospital
I've got it. I've got it. Not even joking.
Now... A lot of things came up about this after it got in media and stuff, saying that it was all fake and I'd done it all for attention and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now...
Oh my God, was that you? Did you take that I'm looking at...
The bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, sorry. That is, uncanny.
Now, Adobe got in touch, to say that there were no sort of proof.
Gonna hurry you up a little bit, Andrew. We've got a lot of calls tonight, as you can imagine. So if we could just get to the point... If you're just phoning up to show off you've taken a picture of a ghost, that's great. But is there a point to this? Is there a question you'd like to ask Clinton?
I want to know, Clinton, is it a ghost, or is it...
I'm just looking at the image now. Oh my, it looks like a bride, doesn't it? Look like a bride.
Can brides die? I suppose they can.
Yes, they can.
Unlucky.
Yes, they can. I'm getting something for that picture. Can you just show it to me again, Catherine? It's a bride that died. It's a bride that died in that hospital. Stop me if I'm getting too technical, but a bride has dropped dead in that hospital, and what you've taken there is a picture of the bride. And if anyone wants to have a look, it's a bride that died.
Is that making sense, Andrew?
Yeah, a little bit. Looks like a bride.
That died, yeah.
Well, that died. Slightly more specific than it looks like a bride.
I used to go out with a fortune teller.
Yeah,
He's got a dead bride. I thought that's a little bit weird. We're going off on a tangent ever so slightly, Andrew.
Well, it's got a point to it.
Thanks for your call. Okay.
It all checks out. I'm going to put a link on Twitter.
Okay.
It's uncanny, that.
Okay, let's go to Lavinya. Lavinya, you're through to Clinton Baptiste. We'll give out the tour dates as well. If anyone is inspired to go and see the show, we'll give out the tour dates in a bit. Lavinya.
Good evening, Iain, and good evening, Katherine, and also Clinton.
Good evening, Lavinya.
To you all.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome.
Well, what I'd like to know is that, you know, I'm, what's the word, actually, very interested in what you're talking about, you know, this evening and everything. Well, that as well, and sort of like on the spiritual side and that sort of thing.
The spiritual side, yeah.
Have you ever been, Lavinya, have you ever had a spiritual encounter? Have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever felt a ghost? Have you ever been covered in ectoplasm?
Oh, definitely.
Have you been entered?
Yes. Well, yes, definitely. I would say so, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I've actually, you know, I was working in this place sort of many years ago, and it was an old Victorian sort of place. And
like the ghost hospital, that sort of...
Yeah. Anyway, what happened, I felt all this cold ice, breeze actually go through my body.
Right.
I knew so straight away that was something going on there. Yeah. Then I felt somebody tap me on my head,
Right.
And also, listen to this.
Will do.
You're not going to believe this. I actually saw a guy in this place, okay? And when I saw him, he was shocked and I was shocked.
Right.
I was looking at him in amazement because, the pupils of their, the
pupils of their eyes?
Yeah, they actually come out.
What?
They actually popped out of his eyes, and it was like they were on
stalks.
Yes. Now, what is that? Because that has haunted me.
Stalk
and I
eye.
didn't...
Just shut up, Lavinya. Clinton's trying to answer that now.
Sorry,
it's stalk eye. It's not those... Because when I was a kid, I had those eyes on glasses that were on springs, and you'd shake your head. But you're saying... Please, Lavinya. You're saying, Clinton, that stalk eye is... not Hawkeye from MASH. Stalk eye is an actual... spiritual phenomenon.
I think what Lavinya's talking about is the pupil. Tell me,
please, Lavinya.
Yeah,
Sorry. Hello? Turn it up, Les.
Les, turn it up.
Hello.
Sorry.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Yeah.
Sorry. Who's Les? I'm getting Les.
This is my friend. Oh, that's weird. He's here with me, actually.
Yeah, he's here with you, isn't he?
Oh,
and
that's
when did he pass, Les?
No, I mean, he's here with me now.
Sorry.
I mean, he's sort of living here. I mean, he's in the kitchen, actually.
Right,
so he's not living there.
He's the radio.
He's
alive.
Is he?
Sorry?
He's a ghost.
He's alive.
He's alive.
No, sorry, my mistake. I was thinking of, Des is also haunting you. But, the stalk eye, what you've experienced there is, tell me if I'm right, is the pupils came out. I mean, Iain, what Ian's talking about is, you go to a joke shop and they come out on springs.
Yes.
Don't they? And it's like, you might see them on, I don't know, Ross Abbott's Madhouse or something, they come out and they're boing
do
down.
Ghosts,
They go down, don't they? They put them on behind your ears and you shove and they come out of your eye. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the pupils of the eye looking like a pencil coming out, pointing.
Yeah, definitely. They were coming out
out like a pencil.
I think we've got what it looks like, guys. Please, Lavinya.
Matchsticks.
Lavinya, please. Please be quiet.
Searing,
what is that? We know what it looks
like. Stalk eye.
Okay, it's stalk eye. Does that answer your question, Lavinya?
Yeah, so why...
Thanks very much indeed. Let's go to Dan. I tell you what, let's do a trail, and then we're going to go to Dan. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We're going to talk about pelvic floor exercises later because...
Right.
Do you know what a pelvic floor exercise is, Clinton?
It's to strengthen your pelvis, is that right? Wow. But sometimes, ladies, the pelvic floor falls through, don't it?
But how would... so the pelvic... I didn't know that the pelvic floor was part of the pelvis. I thought it meant you lay on the floor and you just lift it up.
No, I
think...
You
humped the floor.
When a lady has a baby, don't it, sometimes the pelvic floor goes...
a bit slack, yes.
Goes a bit slack. Could I just say, Katherine, I'm slightly alarmed about... Six there, I see.
Okay.
I was a little bit alarmed that we hadn't quite, but what I'm saying to you, I want you to open your curtains, right? And just delve into the dark recesses of, what is out there. Alright? Can you open the celestial curtains?
To do that.
Yeah, with the pelvic floor position, yeah. But what I'm saying to you is, let yourself go. Give in to it, alright?
Okay.
Just very closed.
You don't have to understand. Yeah, very closed. Open up, right? That's it. Open. Nice and wide. That's it. We want to, to receive. We're all here receiving. We're all giving.
Are you receiving now?
Yes, I am.
Is he receiving now?
No, he's not.
Have you ever had the willies put up you?
No.
You never been entered?
When, I was entered by the late pop star, Pete Byrne off of Dead or Alive. Just 2 short years before he died, but What I want you to do is to you don't have to understand, just experience.
Right.
Just experience.
Okay, well, I'll try.
Paul says, I am sorry, but this is an embarrassment. He's not got a bloody thing right, and he better be careful slinging remarks around about Alan. He got his age wrong, and telling listeners to get stuffed is really the way to go.
What's that chap's name?
It's Paul.
Paul, I've got someone here saying, don't start any long novels, mate. Take your library books back if I were you.
Now I have to ask.
Yeah.
Are you threatening Paul?
No, I'm just telling you what the spirits
like
are telling me. No, well, he comes on here and he's sort of having a pop at me.
But are you threatening violence against one of my listeners?
Definitely
because that
not.
is against Ofcom.
No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that someone, a spirit, has told me.
Which spirit?
Spirit of a man or a woman, and they are saying to me that just be careful because he comes on slinging things around about me.
I have to just say, to cover our backsides, Paul, that if you are injured in any way, that is not the responsibility of Talk Radio. No. You engaged in conversation.
Yeah. And take it up with the afterlife.
It's all bollocks. Sorry? Everything you say is a lie. You make stuff up. You can't talk to the dead people. When people die, that's it. They're gone. There's nothing there. You're a con man. You prey on the innocent and the vulnerable to line your pockets.
Right.
These are some of the comments I found about you online.
Yeah.
What do you say to those people?
Well, I mean, for example, you, Ian, if you were to come at me and you say, you know, I don't believe any of this, some things you just said there, I'd say one thing to you. Woolworths, 1979.
Why would you say that?
You tell me. 79.
Can't think of any. There's Woolworths on the Farnham Road.
Yeah, on the Farnham Road.
Yeah. But I can't remember any.
Yeah, well, you think on, and then you come back to me with criticisms like that.
Okay.
All right.
Can you?
Yeah. All right. Manchester City Centre.
Yep.
What does that mean to you?
Oh,
that might be me.
Yeah, that was you.
Okay, Kathy's from there.
All right. Gravy.
That's me again.
WD-40. This ringing any bells?
Well, I mean, I've experienced these things.
There you are. Thank you.
You can't, and here's the thing, you can't argue with that.
No, you cannot.
You can't argue with that. Why do you never see ghost cavemen? You see,
the cavemen.
Quite often you see Victorian ghosts and Edwardian ghosts, and maybe the World Wars.
Yeah, the ones with the good outfits.
You never see cavemen ghosts. Well, I wonder why that was, because people would say, well, that proves that ghosts don't exist.
All right. Well, first of all, I've got a very ancient spirit guide, Tarawak, who is an Eskimo. Before anyone writes and says you're not allowed to say Eskimo anymore, Tarawak's I'm very happy to say Eskimo.
Okay.
He says it's the political correctness gone mad, is what he's saying that to me now.
Is
so
he?
If anyone else they'll say, oh, you have to say Inuit. Not true. Tarawak's very happy with Eskimo. He's a proper one with a beard and that, and you see him with the ice and a string that goes through. So I am well versed in speaking to people from ancient times, and I have just spoken, funny enough, only the other day. I'll see if I can summon him up now.
Yeah, I say you do this.
He is a caveman, and he was from the northern reaches of France, and he'd done all the cave designs, drawn on them and all that, and he's here now, and his name's Quark, and he wants, what do you want to ask, he's saying?
Where has he stood? Should I look at him?
He's just there.
Okay.
Right to my right.
And his name was?
Quark.
Hello, Quark. Welcome. You are in a radio studio. What was it like living in caveman times?
I'll see if I can just get him to speak through me. Yeah, it's difficult to translate it, but it's something like it was good, something like he enjoyed it in those days, apart from the dinosaurs and that, but really it was a simpler time. Do you want to ask? They
wouldn't have had dinosaurs, would they?
Sorry?
They wouldn't have had dinosaurs. I think dinosaurs are gone by then, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very uneducated. Quark, they wouldn't have had dinosaurs, you're quite right. Wouldn't have had dinosaurs in those days. Yeah, he says, my mistake. But they were wild animals.
Oh, right.
He didn't like the wild animals, is what he's saying. But he's gone now, he's fading now, so he's probably said, yeah, he's gone now.
Gosh.
Paul said, Paul said you've lost, Paul is serious. You've now lost me as a listener permanently. Sad and disappointed. I took what that imbecile said as a threat. So we've lost a listener as a direct result.
I can only apologise. If you
Paul needs to open. He needs to open up and be willing to receive.
I didn't mean to say anything. I was only telling don't shoot the messenger. I'm only telling you what the spirits are telling me.
Okay.
But Paul, if you wanted to ring in, and I'll do a reading for you personally, if you like.
Let's go to Dan. Good evening, Dan.
Oh my God, am I speaking to Clinton?
Yes, indeed.
Clinton, you're like one of my all-time top 2 psychics.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Who's the other one?
Shirley Grossman.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's
a fictional one though.
Yeah, it's a comedy show. What's your question, Dan?
Well, I just wanted to know really, because I mean Clinton's, he's special, he's a seer, he knows all about our souls, he gets placed right in there. How long have you been a medium, Clinton?
Great question, thank you for that, Dan.
I have been a medium all my life, and I can almost smell your asana from here.
Is what?
Is asana. It's spiritual scent. And what I am picking up from you is that you are very open. Is that right? You're very open to
We've just lost Dan. Literally just dropped off the line there. I don't know what happened.
Right. That would be the spirits.
Right, okay.
Sometimes on the way.
Cut him off for being a prick?
Yeah, possibly. Or maybe, I don't know whether he's got an electronic ankle tag or something. Sometimes that can interrupt the flow, or bounces off a harp or something.
Will says, I've had enough of Clinton's nonsense. Please put it to him that Ramon is the only medium worth listening to.
Well, Ramon is a disgrace, and I'm not going to talk about Ramon. Ramon is a Scottish psychic. I've had trouble with him before, and he's an absolute fake. And if he wants to, I hope he won't be out there. He'd probably drinking, but no, Ramon is no good. No, I'll thank anyone who's writing about Ramon to keep their mouths shut. Thank you.
All right. Just I didn't know the name, so I didn't. Let me just take. I'm just going to take a call straight to air. Let's just see what happens here. Line 3, you're through to Clinton Baptiste. Hello, line 3.
Hello.
You're live on Talk Radio. You're through to Clinton Baptiste.
Oh, hello, Ian. Hello, Katherine. Hello, Clinton.
Are you sucking on something? It sounds like you've got like a sausage or I don't want to say a dick, but it sounds like you've got something in your mouth.
No, I'm deaf in one ear, so.
Okay. Well, still not impossible. Anyway, go on.
I just wondered if you had anything for me.
Sounds a bit like Quark, this fella, doesn't it? I can't actually hear him.
That's a little bit. Go on.
I just want to see what Clinton's got for me.
Right, what's your name, please?
It's Jim.
Jim,
I think he said Jim.
Jim, I'm getting the name James. Is your name short for Jamie? James?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, James,
My name is James.
James, your name is James, yeah. And that's maybe the A I was getting before, from that name and the E.
From that 15 minutes ago with Andrew. That was 40 minutes.
Tell me, what do you do for a living? It's something with your It's something with
your... What do I do for a living?
Yeah, I'm still speaking. It's to do with your hands, isn't it? You work with your hands, don't you?
I used to, yes.
Yeah, you used to work with your hands.
There you go.
And...
You guys haven't spoken before, right?
Never. This is uncanny. Just to confirm, I've got the James thing right in the hands. We've never actually met before, have we, James?
No, but I mean, Jim is another version of James, that.
Yeah, I think we've established that.
We've done that. Establishing that you don't know each other.
No.
Right, and you're a Capricorn, aren't you? Gemini?
No, I'm an Aries.
Aries,
yeah.
Yeah. Give me a number between 1 and 10, James. 6. And what I'm saying to you, spirits are telling me this. They're saying, get yourself a hobby. Ooh. Get yourself a hobby. Ooh. You're good with your hands, but you want to read a book or something. Leave yourself alone. But get a hobby, do some woodwork, and they're also saying this. They're saying that will clear up with a bit of E45. Nothing to worry about.
Does that make sense, Jim?
No, absolutely not.
What do you mean?
I'm totally blind now. I used to be a chef.
You're blind? Well, hang on a minute.
Blind and deaf?
You're not, pardon?
Yeah, deaf in one ear.
Who said that? You're not suggesting that Clinton has made you blind, are you?
No. I've been blind for about 15 years now.
You didn't get that he was blind, Clinton? I would have thought that would have been... I mean, because they bang on about it a lot.
I was coming to that, wasn't I?
Were you?
Yes, I was, actually.
Okay, alright. So Jim...
Did I get any of it right? What did I get right? Some of it, didn't I? I said, good with your hands.
Well, you got the James right.
Yes, I did.
So then there we go, Jim. I'm going to be honest. We're sort of trying to cultivate a loving atmosphere, and if you're going to be negative and then start...
I can see what you mean about the blocking thing now.
People do block, and we've got a very ancient, clairvoyant term for people who do block like that. Tit.
Will says, please can you ask Clinton if my late grandmother is still adept at handling a shaft? A shaft?
Yeah, well, I think if you're just going to be crude...
Is that crude?
I think probably.
Okay, apologise,
Yeah,
I'm just reading
I
these...
don't want to say anything about his grandmother, but she is here with me, and she's saying, don't be so rude. She's calling him Mucky.
Okay,
She's your mucky pup.
Let's go, hang on, let's go to Matt. We'll go to Matt, then we'll have a break, and then we've got we're in for a couple more calls. 0344 499 1000. We've got well-renowned psychic Clinton Baptiste, and we will give out the dates of the tour.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go to Matt. Good evening, Matt.
Hiya, how you doing, Clinton?
Hiya.
I just wanted to check something.
If we can get to the point, Matt, because of that blind guy, we're starting to run out of time a bit now, so we're just going to have to push you a little bit, please.
My ex-wife, she's ex now, she's alive, but she's ex.
Right.
There were times when I was away
right.
at work, and I would stay over at, at hotels and stuff, and when I come back, the kids would say that they'd heard Mum being... speaking in tongues, being given tongues. She said she'd been given tongues.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you were able to
I think this is going down a similar route to the Shaft Man, wasn't it?
No. She was. I want to know who was she communicating with the tongue, because she left me and now she's living with. And I want to know if there was a tongue.
Matt, I'm going to be honest. It sounds like you're making an innuendo about your fictional wife, because you're probably a virgin, being licked out.
Oh, God.
But that's what it sounds like, Catherine.
He wouldn't do that, would he?
Disgusting.
That is disgusting. Can I just say, for all these doubters and people who are getting on here and wanting to sort of, is he still talking? I mean, I'm fully accredited to the Third Parallel College of the Supernatural America with a genuine certificate off of the internet. It's signed by Arthur C. Clarke himself, and it's got a proper hologram of a skull, which I can produce. All right?
Okay. Well,
We're all spirit in the physical body.
Okay. That is actually Amy's fault, who's answering the phone tonight. She's not vetting the calls.
If anyone else wants to phone in about tongues or shafts or anything, I don't want to answer that.
We've got 10 minutes left. Let's try and get some serious calls. Okay, please. Clinton, I'm doing this bit now.
Right, okay.
We've got 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We'll give you the website where you can find out the tour dates.
Yes.
And thank you. And this is the Late Night Alternative. Iain, Kath and Clinton on Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
What drives you, Clinton? What moves you?
It's the desire to offer clarity to people, to offer contentment, resolution. I always say, spirit be kind, spirit be gentle. We simple corporeal homo sapiens want to make contact, because ye spirits haveth so many answers to cometh by for us unto us.
You always say that.
Yeah, I do, and it's something of a mantra. Oh, Spirit, hear us now as we try to contact you to ask all the questions of that of which you knoweth, of which is the answer. Onto.
Wow.
Yeah, something's just fallen off.
Something has just fallen off the desk. A cup has just...
Spirit, why have you knocked a cup off? Yeah, Spirit saying... Alright, don't be like that.
Why have they done that? That is...
Spirit's been a bit of a... If I say a bit of a sod, am I allowed to say that? You've been a bit of a sod, Spirit. It's a Victorian chimney sweep.
Ooh.
I've got it.
Ooh.
And where we are in central London,
yeah.
And he was shoved up a chimney. It's not his fault.
I didn't do it. Bless you.
And he's made you sneeze now.
He's throwing some chimney soot.
He's thrown some soot on
here.
I've
got some soot on me.
And he's knocked the drink on the floor. Begone, boy, onto the chimneyeth. Please go back.
So, are you sending him back to the chimney? That's
I'm
the
going.
best place for him.
I'm sending him back to the higher realm, beyond the curtains and that.
Okay.
But what I say, what I see, how can I put? There are spirits like this chimney, right, he's gone, who are stuck between one world, in the sort of, how can I put it, in the spiritual...
In the chimney?
U-bend.
The U-bend.
They are, and I see myself very much as the bent wire coat hanger trying to, lodge him out.
Okay, so, where have you sent him to?
He's gone back to...
To the chimney?
Well...
Is there anything we can do for him? I feel bad that there's a boy, we've sent a boy, we've done...
Well, he did, to be fair, he knocked that over, innit?
He did.
He's a bad boy.
Yeah.
Text here, can you ask Clinton if aliens have souls or spirits?
Yes, they do.
Great. What about pets? If I die and go to heaven, will my cats be there?
I've got a tabby now. For you, Ian. You lost a tabby cat, didn't you? No, yeah, it's Katherine.
No, I've never had one.
Yeah, but I can see your short-edged schnauzer. Now, just move around the side. But did you...
boxer?
I've seen your boxer.
Uh-huh.
And the boxer is saying he really misses his nuts. Why did you do that?
It wasn't me, it was my Auntie Sandra.
Yeah.
Was it?
And
Yeah.
she's
Is that
here.
real?
She's here and all, and she...
Is she? She's on holiday.
Not her nuts. I mean, she removed his...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And she's dead?
No,
she's in Crete.
No, she's in Crete at the moment.
Okay.
So try and keep up with what we're saying, Ian. It's not...
Okay, so is there so much...
Life.
Sorry?
Hello, Sarah?
Hello?
Oh, hello.
You're through to Clinton, Sarah. We haven't got much time, so put down the drink and away you go.
Oh,
What can I
trust
do
me, I
for you?
don't, I don't drink.
What can I do for you, my love? I've got Spirit here saying you don't drink. You're very teetotal.
Yeah, I've just told you that, Clinton.
Yeah, but the Spirit did as well at the same time.
I'm
What
not,
can I do?
I'm not,
Right, what
Clinton,
can I-
I'm not, Clinton.
What can I do for you, my love?
Please listen, lovey.
Yeah, okay, I'm listening.
Right.
I've got a few voices I'm listening to at the same time, but go on.
I'm sure you have.
If we could get to the point, please, Sarah. I've been very combative here.
I've been listening.
Yes.
And it's all guesswork, sadly. I know
Well.
people who are very attuned, and it's all guesswork, sadly. And also, you're not very clear on how to filter your own agenda.
You drive a
which
red
is-
car. You drive a red car, don't you?
No, I don't.
White.
No, I don't.
Green.
You can pick any colour you like, but no.
Well, hang on. Well, what colour car do you drive then?
It's silver.
Silver car could easily be white.
Silver
No, it
could be
couldn't easily
confused.
be white. It's
Silver.
nowhere near the shade
Sarah,
of white.
please.
Then-
Sarah.
Very aggressive.
Silver can be confused with white.
Thank you.
My car's never been confused with white.
Right, well,
not
I
the
guess-
type of silver that it is.
I guess that you are teetotal and you've got virtually a white car, which could be silver.
Do you drink?
I'm not. Yes, I can. I do drink. I do drink on occasion. I'm
Right.
not teetotal.
On occasion you do. It's maybe a weekend or something, I'm saying.
Are you teetotal today?
No.
So you had a drink today?
Yes.
So when I told you to put, when
no.
you said you hadn't drunk today, you were lying to me.
No, you said put your drink down.
And you said
I
you hadn't had a
hadn't
drink today, so you're a
No,
liar.
I didn't. No,
You're
I
a-
didn't.
okay.
I said.
I can't
no,
deal
I
with
didn't.
people who've been drinking. If you know, I want people who can
What,
sober.
a casual drink?
Well, you say it's casual. I don't know, but what I'm.
Oh, well, that's interesting because now what you're doing is you're deflecting from your own issues and putting them onto me, which is
I'm
interesting.
not doing that.
Are you an alcoholic, Clinton?
Yes, I am.
I'm so sorry. I genuinely
Yeah, and it's
did not
very
know
upsetting that she's done that.
I
and-
genuinely
and
didn't know
Spirit
that.
is saying that you do that, my love. You like to
Well,
deflect
that's
onto...
interesting.
Yeah,
Well, it's
it is
interesting
interesting.
you're using spirit to
Yeah, it is
deflect,
interesting.
to actually deliver your own agenda.
Well, it's
That's
very interesting, and I'm interested, and you should be interested
I'm
at all.
interested too, actually.
Yeah, we're all interested.
So why are you so keen?
Very aggressive.
Why? Just calm down,
It's not
both.
aggressive at all.
Shalamar Shak attack, my love.
Please, I don't know if you just did a hex then, but we don't allow hexes
No,
on this
no.
show.
It doesn't bother me, honestly.
Okay, could you
lovey.
both shut up? Could you both just shut up for a second?
Yeah.
Sarah, why you seem determined to try and catch Clinton out? What's happened?
It's not. No, I wasn't catching out. What I've done is I've listened
Yes.
to the call, and once you listen back on this, it's a lot of guesswork. So that's just an opinion that I've got.
All right,
with
all right.
the understanding
We've
that
got-
I have about things. So it's not aggressive.
all
It's
right.
just merely me sharing
We've
my
got-
opinion.
It's very closed off.
We've got 60 seconds. We've got 60 seconds, and then we have to go. ClintonBaptiste.com is the website to get the tour dates.
Yes,
it is. Just pick we've got to click on it. Stay there, Sarah. We've got Watford this Friday, Watford Palace Theatre.
Please come along.
I believe ticket sales are very, very poor for that show.
No, they're
I'm
not.
joking.
Not at all. They're going very, very well. Please come to Watford Palace Theatre at 7:30. I'm predicting this lady won't be coming.
Sarah, how
too
about
drunk to drive a silver car.
If we put your name on the door, Sarah, would you be bothered to turn up?
I would have absolutely no reason to.
And say now you're going to be there. Spirit is telling me they're looking to feature. You're going to be at Watford Palace on Friday. I will see you there, my love. And you're going to be in seat D3.
Then there is somebody else with my name, but not
please,
me.
Sarah, 30 seconds. This Friday, Watford Palace Theatre. I'll tweet the rest of the dates in a minute. But 30 seconds, Clinton.
Yeah.
Convince Sarah. Tell Sarah something right now, before we end, that only Sarah knows.
Have you got a 07 on your mobile phone?
No.
079. Did you just blow off?
No, that was the exerting air.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same sort of thing. But is it a 2, 3 or a 5 in the number?
You can,
Thank you very much, Sarah. I think point proven. Clinton,
I think so.
Thank
you.
Lovely to meet you. This Friday, Watford Palace.
Nice to have someone converted like that, isn't
Theatre. The week after in Winchester at the Discovery Centre. Then the Marlow Theatre in Canterbury. That's sold out. ClintonBaptiste.com is the place to go. This is the late night alternative. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Really
Namaste. Namaste to listeners.
This is Talk Radio.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road is where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come.
Here we go, dear listener, here we go.
Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
Clinton has gone, dear listener. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. The switchboard is empty for the first time this evening. Genuinely, this is dumb. We were watching a program we vowed we'd never watch again, Katherine and I, Naked Attraction. We watched it again. And a woman was talking about pelvic floor exercises. I genuinely thought it was when you lay on the floor, but you bring your feet towards your bum, so your legs are making like a triangle, and then you lift your pelvis off the floor. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely thought that was pelvic floor exercises. I did not know, I can say this as a 46-year-old man, I did not know that the pelvic floor was actually, that your pelvis had a floor. And I bet there's quite a few men going, wait, what? Say that again? Because this just goes to show, A, how dumb I am, B, how bad sex education is in this country. I'm telling people about how Catherine's back. I didn't know, Clinton got off, okay?
Yeah.
That I didn't know what pelvic floor I didn't know your pelvis had a floor. I thought it was, I'm going to show you. I thought it was, you lie on your back, you bring your feet up to your bum, and then you do that.
Well, that is how you do it.
So hang on a minute. So it is. I've got the right movement.
No, but you're talking about right. Yeah, but it's not. Can you stop that? Very off-putting. You're doing a pelvic exercise on the floor, but you are exercising your pelvic floor. It's not like, floor exercises in a gym. Are you still down there? Gymnastics competition. Could you? Okay. Yeah. I think your pelvic floor is
baby.
Could you stop that?
I'm working it.
You haven't got one, have you?
Actually,
you probably have.
Men have got pelvic floors. Sexist.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Well, I didn't know.
But you haven't had yours interfered with by childbirth. I shouldn't think.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're very, very welcome. It's Monday. It is the 16th of September. I had the most boring weekend. I didn't do anything. I watched, here's the thing. The other week I watched The Expendables, right? I hated it.
Oh.
Hated it. So this weekend I watched The Expendables 2.
Was Jason Statham in The Expendables?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot of wigs in The Expendables and Expendables 2.
There's a lot of old men in them.
Well, yeah, exactly. But here's the thing I don't get. Honestly, they're terrible films. I've not watched the last 20 minutes or two. I can imagine what happens. They drive somewhere and blow something up.
Yeah.
But I've not seen 3 yet. Well, I will watch it, even though I've hated the first 2. I feel I have to complete the trilogy. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's how you say it, pops up. He has like cameos in it, but every time he's in it, he just makes jokes about the Terminator. So,
but that's what he does in real life.
So in this one, right? I think is it Carl Weathers? Who's the black guy in Expendables? Is it Carl Weathers?
I've never had the pleasure.
I think it's Carl Weathers from the Predator movies.
Right.
I think. Or maybe he's the guy. No, maybe he's the guy that plays Apollo Creed. Who is the black guy in Expendables? Is Apollo Creed Carl Weathers? Who is Carl?
Stop saying Carl Weathers. I have no idea.
Here's what we need to establish. 034. Here's the first question of the second hour. This is 0344 499 1000. Who is Carl Weathers? Right? Is he? Go on, Katherine.
I've got a Terry Crews.
But that's obviously not the same guy. That is obviously
that guy.
No, that's
He's
not
the only
him.
one on IMDb that's got a picture that looks like a black guy. Let me dive back in.
Who is Carl Weathers? By the way,
Who is Carl Weathers?
By the way, Saffron is listening to the show this evening. Hello, Saffron.
Oh God, Saffron. I would say it's not normally like this, but it is.
When are you coming in? I want you to come in to this mess.
Do you know who Carl Weathers is, Saffron, is what we're asking.
You can only come in if you know who Carl Weathers is. Carl Weathers, right? He's an actor.
Is he?
Black actor, was in action movies. I think he was in Predator. But he may have been Apollo Creed in Rocky. And he may be... What are you looking at?
I'm looking up Predator, and I'm trying to find out who this person is. I don't believe in Carl Weathers. I think you're making him up. Like, what were you calling Jason Statham?
Nicholas Boye. Look up Carl Weathers.
I'm looking up all the stars of the Predator with pictures. Trevante Rhodes.
No, original Predator. Not what year is that from?
2018. Hang on.
Jeez, right. While you're doing that, I've got a phone call. It says here from Anonymous.
Oh, good. We like them.
Hello, Anonymous.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Katherine.
Hello, Anonymous. What can we do for you on this? This is a spooky call. We don't know who this is. Got no idea. This is terrifying.
Oh.
Okay, so I just wanted to say great show. Really enjoyed your guest tonight. Perfect. I've had a bit of a call in today, Ian.
Okay.
Today I was in the car and I was listening to the podcasts.
Yes.
From last week.
Yeah.
And you were talking to a guy called Steve. And you kept asking Steve if he was the guy that contacted you on Twitch. Because there was a situation at the Rondo Theatre last week.
Oh, mate.
I am that guy.
Mate, Katherine, get ready. You're about to get pwned. You're going to get pwned.
First of all, Carl Weathers. He's real.
Right, hang on a minute, Anonymous. Carl Weathers is real.
He's not Apollo Creed, though.
Who's
a massive racist.
I'm not. Is he Predator?
He's in it.
Right, he's in Predator. He's not the Predator, I know that. Because the Predator's invisible. But he is in Predator.
Yes, this fella.
Right, so he's not in Expendables. Who's the guy in Expendables, then?
Oh, my God.
Is that Apollo Creed? Anyway, right, stop for a second, Katherine, because this anonymous call is for you. Now, anyone who came and saw us at the Rondo Theatre in Bath saw Katherine brilliantly learn the names of everybody in the entire audience and then recite them all. We only had time to do the front row. But she did. Now, you, dear caller, you were there.
I was.
And you think that this is somehow staged, faked, not real. You thought it was set up.
Yeah, to be fair, I really did. I mean, it's interesting. Tonight's show is all about, skeptics and kind of charlatans, shall we say, and people having a thought on that. And I definitely left the Rondo Theatre thinking exactly the same about you, Katherine.
Thinking I couldn't remember 8 names when I speak 3 different languages?
Mate.
Okay, I've got a bit of a challenge if you're up for it, Katherine.
Go on.
Mate.
So, at the end of the night, you were kind of packing up. You and Ian were packing up and getting all your wires together. And I know you were doing your meet and greet, which I thought was fantastic. I had to shoot off, unfortunately. I actually came down, Katherine, to the stage. And Katherine, I opened my arms out to you and you gave me a beautiful embrace. You were very, very, very pleasant. You also asked me my name. And obviously you've got these unbelievable memory skills and everything else. I'm just wanting to find out if you can remember my name. I'm a bald-headed gent with a blue shirt and a white...
Don't give her too many clues, Baldy.
It's fine.
I did hug a lot of bald men that night, so you'll forgive me. It's not like you all look the same to me, but...
Fanship.
It's not... Dan.
Pardon me?
Dan.
Dan. No, it's not Dan.
Well, she was right then, it's not Dan. You said
Dan.
it's not Dan, so you were right.
It's not...
Is the first letter D?
No, it's not D.
Okay.
I mean...
You actually repeated it, Katherine, which I thought was really sweet. And I did think to myself, maybe she just asked...
Hang on a minute. Everyone just calm down a little bit. Please stop. We need to go to, we need to take Katherine to, a place...
No.
What?
Don't you dare.
What?
Don't you dare.
Well, don't
do what I think you're going to do.
No, I'm not. Well, I wasn't gonna...
Grandad, if I'm good, will you let me have a dance on Coal Bunker?
I wasn't gonna do that, but now you made me think I had to. I'm gonna find some spiritual music, and we're gonna use it to help you, I haven't got my spiritual music. I really want to send you back in time. I'm afraid I cannot do that, as I do not have any spiritual... Hey, baby! No, that's not it.
What the hell is that?
Let me get some meditation music. Hang on. And by the way, we've got a lot to talk about when it comes to Carl Weathers. Meditation music.
I mean, bearing in mind that I knew that I was supposed to remember the front row, and I didn't realise that you'd be calling me, what was it, 2 weeks on?
10 days.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, just go back, Katherine.
2 weeks in working days.
Close your eyes, go back to Bath. Go back to Bath.
Hello, dear friend.
Oh, for goodness sakes, the woman's talking. I just wanted spiritual music. We're not friends. Here we go. This is it. We're going to go back to Bath. Back to Bath. We're going back. I'm going to count back 3, 2, 1. We're back in Bath, Katherine. We're packing up. I'm packing up because you don't.
No, I did.
Oh, you don't? Well, you hid something that I then spent 20 minutes looking for.
Put it away.
Back in Bath.
So, Katherine, I came down to the stage and I said, "Oh, fantastic night. You gave me a hug. You asked me my name, and I gave you my name."
Just relax, Katherine, and when you have it, you'll know you have it.
Warren.
Pardon?
Warren.
That is incredible.
Yay! And you call my buddy a fraud.
I
Shame
actually
on
do
you.
remember Warren.
Shame on you, caller.
I remember.
Shame on you. Right, you're a racist.
Why?
Carl Weathers is Apollo Creed. Carl Weathers is in Predator. Carl Weathers is not in Expendables.
I didn't say he was in Expendables.
No, but you did say he wasn't Apollo Creed.
No, he's not Apollo Creed.
He's Apollo Creed.
No.
In the original Rocky. Stop looking at reboots and remakes.
Oh.
Please. And now I've forgotten why I was talking about the Expendables.
Carl Weathers. Oh, you said it was crap, and you're going to watch the third one anyway, even though you know it's going to be crap.
There was more.
And there was
to
a
that.
lot of wigs in it.
And by the way, Saffron is welcome on the show because she knows. She said she's just texted me. Carl Weathers is Apollo Creed and the Predator. So Saffron's coming in.
Well, maybe I should not be in. See how
I'm
we get
worried
on.
about you two meeting.
Yeah, I am too.
Because I think you two are going to get on really, really well, and I'm going to have absolutely. I'll have nothing to say on my show. That's my worry. I think you two are gonna hit it right off.
That's my plan.
Unbelievable. This is Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Let's go to our friend Jerry. Good evening, Jerry.
Adrian.
That's not
Hello.
Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers does not play the beautiful Adrian in the Rocky movies.
I like Rocky.
I like
Raging
Rocky.
Bull. Raging Bull's good too.
Who would win in the fight between Rocky and Raging Bull?
Raging Bull.
Rocky.
No, he's past it now.
They're both past it. I mean, the state
Yeah,
of fair play to him, but the state of Stallone in the Expendables movies. I mean, that is some. I get it, but that is some wig he's wearing, right? And you think so many of the hard men these days. Because I've just become turned on by Jason Statham. Not like that. It's too short for me. But
Hand job, I like that.
exactly, hand job.
Hand job.
Hand
Bank
job.
job.
Bank job, right.
Yeah.
But there's so many of these action stars now, The Rock, Statham, Van Diesel, that are bald,
Yeah.
that you think Stallone, the inventor of
Manliness.
would repel. This is what I'm saying. So,
You know why?
Why?
Testosterone.
Well,
It's high testosterone.
Makes you go bald.
Makes your hair fall out. Whoop.
here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. So in the first two movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger turns up, and all they do is make jokes about.
Are you coming back?
Yeah. And there's a bit in this film where he says, I need a gun, a big one. But all his voice is dubbed over for the whole film. He said, I need a gun, a big one.
Does he say, I need your
No, but he
clothes,
says
your
something,
boots and your motorcycle?
something like that in the first one. And the guy says, you can't have my gun. Give it to me. Okay, but if I don't get it back, I'm gonna terminate you. There's a lot. There is a lot of that going on.
Hey, look, this sounds like Donald Trump.
Give me your gun. Give me your gun. This might be it. Hang on, this is it. This might be it. Hang on. Oh no, this is a different. Here we go. This is it.
Get him up.
That's Stallone.
Trench?
Oh, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, sure is.
What's she doing here? Saving this Chinese billionaire.
Oh, yeah? That's funny. So are we.
Well, then we have a sketching problem, don't we? Cut me loose, Frankenstein.
Don't get nuts, Gunner. Do it.
Can't stand what either of them say.
Where's your team?
Waiting. I need a weapon. Something big. Yours!
Whoa. My big weapon's hanging right where it is.
Come on, Caesar, you gotta back up.
If I don't get this back, your ass is terminated. In your dreams.
Trench, we got a way out.
There you go. And it's just full of references like that. Well, it's not full of it, 'cause he's only in it for 5 minutes. Chuck Norris pops up.
Oh, yeah.
Wearing a wig. Chuck Norris talks like that. Yeah, man, it's great to see you guys.
Are you sure that's not Paul Stanley of Kiss?
Chuck Norris has got the highest voice in the world. He's got, he talks like that. Here we go. Here we go. I got a minute, Jerry. We'll come to it. I just want to play bits from Expendables 2, a film I saw over the weekend and I thought was absolutely awful. This is Chuck Norris. There might be swears, so I've got to... And let me jump forward to the Chuck Norris bit. Here we go. Hang on. Here we go. Here comes Chuck Norris. Listen to his voice. I know. These guys are nearly 80.
Don't freak out.
There might be a swear upstairs.
Small world, huh, Barney?
Booker? Rumor had that you were dead.
Yeah, I heard that too. So how's life treating you?
Yeah, I heard that too. So how's life treating you?
I thought that was Buscemi.
Isn't it? Anyway, Jerry, what can you, What? What can we, shut up, what can we do for you tonight, Jerry?
I'd like to say, I was late to face that the other day. I had cellulitis on my leg and went to hospital. And I looked crazy in hospital, I had to be subdued. And straight off my head, lost a lot. I'm alright now, on my way far.
I want to be subdued.
What they gave me was help with the camera within 20 minutes. On the 2 shots on my bottom.
2 shots up the bum, no harm done.
Yeah, well, my cheeks on my bum.
Are you doing now?
I'm doing alright tonight, I think.
There you go, you sound fine. Back in the New York groove.
I'm good today.
Good. Well, that's all we can ask for, mate. That's all we can ask for, is being good today.
Good today.
Good today. Yeah,
who's the hard man? Who's the first TV film hard man?
Who's the first TV film hard man?
Yes, I think Facebook.
It's got to be someone like John Wayne, hasn't it?
The first TV film hard man? That question doesn't even make any sense.
Errol Flynn, was he hard?
Errol Flynn, well, when he got hard, though, you knew about it.
Yeah.
Biggest penis in show business.
My mum used to have a cactus called Errol Flynn.
Yeah, big old Willie.
We tried to throw it away about 5 times, kept coming out the bin.
Yeah, it kept popping up. The biggest dicks in show business, there's
Roddy
McDowell and Errol Flynn. And the guy from the Canadian-American guy who's from Doctor Who. John Barrowman. Got a huge one.
John Barrymore?
Yeah, John Barrymore has got a huge one. Thank you, Jerry. 0344 499 1000. Let's do a trail, then we'll come back and we're going to start the show properly. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Now, this is in the Times. This is a big story, right? You know the gold toilet that got stolen?
Yeah. Very strange circumstances.
Tell me why you think it's strange.
The way they reported it was...
The police had nothing to go on.
Well...
Did they say that?
Someone said that. A lot of people said that on Twitter.
Well, they should have said it's a good joke.
Well, it's quick. I don't know if it's...
Okay, alright. Alright, youngest, number 2 son.
Because they reported it saying, we think it was stolen, but we're already speaking to someone, so... Anyway, go on.
What I like about it in this, and this, I've only seen this in Times. This hasn't come up anywhere else, right? This is what life is about, right? The conceptual artist whose golden toilet was stolen from Churchill's birthplace appeared to praise the burglars as great performers yesterday.
Yeah.
This is great. You're not buying this? Why?
It's called America, this art piece, apparently.
Right, okay.
A golden toilet worth millions of pounds.
Worth £1 million.
And no one was, like, looking after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't get what you...
All right.
But so what are you... I don't get what you're saying, though.
I'm saying that whether it was or wasn't really stolen, it's done no harm to the artist at all.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. No, but it's great. But he's saying it's art that it was stolen.
Yeah.
This is the joy of it. This is what makes it so brilliant. Maurizio Catalan, 58, reacted to the disappearance of his 18-carat work of art with a string of whimsical comments. Blenheim Palace, which hosted the exhibition, swiftly turned the crime scene into a tourist attraction. This is great. Who cares? This is Kaufman-esque at its highest.
Yeah.
Did this toilet even exist? Allowing the thousands of visitors attracted by fine weather and the publicity to take photographs of the hole left in the floor and the splintered wood panels. The £55 solid gold toilet named America, which had previously been offered to President Trump at the White House, was stolen in the early hours of Saturday by burglars using at least one vehicle, according to police.
Do you think Trump would have turned down the chance to sit on a gold toilet? It's got gold everything else.
Well, he likes gold lifts, gold bars, golden showers. You'd think he'd have a golden toilet.
You would.
A 66-year-old man was detained by West Mercia police. He had no known connection to the tourist attraction. I had many works vandalised or by mistake thrown into the garbage, but never experienced before the loss of one of them, Catalan said in a statement, which made clear he had nothing to do with the disappearance. When this morning I was informed about the robbery, I thought it was a prank, and it took me a while, after a few checks, to come to the conclusion that it was true and it wasn't a surreal movie, where instead of the jewels of the crown, the thieves went away with a bloody toilet. A bloody toilet.
Oof.
Literally, that's a horrific image. I always liked heist movies, and finally I'm in one of them. Are the thieves of this work the real artists? From the speed the robbery was executed, we can say for sure they are great performers. I hope America will be installed in someone's bathroom again and used as it was meant to be, as a toilet, and not melted and transformed into 103 ingots of 1 kilogram each. Dear thieves, please, if you are reading this, let me know how much you like the piece and how it feels to pee on gold. Goes on and goes on and goes on. Are you thinking this is possibly a bit like being attacked by an owl? Are you suggesting that there is an element of this never really existed, everybody's involved in it together?
All I'm saying is, has anyone got an actual press release from a police force? Because when you fell down the well, the thing that none of the journalists did was check with the fire brigade.
Well, that's because I was very cagey about. I did actually fall down the well. It was the owl that we made up because I was addicted to publicity at the time. The well, if you think back, actually did happen. Okay. Well, can you speak to West Mercia Police tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Put on your journo head. Let's
see. They would have put something out on Twitter, wouldn't they? West Mercia Police, they're a modern force.
Let's find out. This is it. This is real. Are we about to rip the Times story to pieces, or not, as the case may be? By the way, the switchboard's empty, guys. If you want to give us a call, you know the score. You can phone in about absolutely anything you want. 0344 499 1000. 0344 499 1000. You speak to Amy.
Pinched?
She'll take your name and number and give you a call straight back. It was at the weekend.
That's very strange. Nothing on their Twitter.
But the police don't always tweet everything.
They would do about something like this.
Don't think so.
The press are all over.
Well, why don't
yes, they would. Stop people ringing them up.
Why don't you ring them up tomorrow?
Let's look on their website.
But the police don't put all of their crimes on there.
They do, actually.
They don't, actually.
When did you just last do a crime
I
report?
can get a sentence out. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? Exactly.
You're dancing on very thin ice.
Yeah, well, I'm a nice dancer. And I know how to dance.
You're not a nice person.
Okay, that was hurtful, actually, but you've certainly given me something to consider. So when it says in the paper then that West Mercia Police have detained somebody.
Have they though?
A 66, you're saying the Times is lying?
Well,
that's what
West
you're saying.
Mercia Police, I'm trying to find it where West Mercia Police say that rather than someone.
Was detained by West Mercia Police.
Okay.
So you're saying that the Times, Times of England.
Was he though? What's West Mercia Police quoted directly as saying?
That is irrelevant to this piece.
Are they
there is
there?
No quote. But what is this?
Because
the Times of London is one of the greatest.
Of course it is. The fire brigade attended you down the well, didn't they? That was in the paper.
Yes.
Must have happened then.
Well, the well did happen. The owl I made up because I was addicted to coverage and celebrity. I was going through a very emotional time in my life. That's all. What are you doing? Are you updating Facebook saying that my co-host is a knob again?
Nope.
Because I saw that from last week. We'll just wait.
I can't find anything.
Well, look, you're not looking hard
From
enough.
West Mercia Police. Let me...
Ring them now.
No. I'm not ringing...
999 and ask to be put through to West Mercia.
That's not how things are done, my dear.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah, well, you would be in big trouble.
Well. Thames Valley Police have done an update on Twitter.
Oh, so it's not West Mercia Police then?
Thames Valley Police have done an update on Twitter. Thames Valley Police...
You said that West Mercia Police were the ones investigating.
No, I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't. Now it starts to unravel. No, I didn't. All I said was... A 66-year-old man was detained by West Mercia Police. Yeah. I have been given, and thank you, James Birdseye, I don't know if that's his real name.
Of course it isn't.
He has sent me a tweet from Thames Valley Police from September the 15th. Oh, hang on. Listen to you, Paul Adolph Johnson. What's his name? Paul...
What?
Paul, what's his name?
Don't know.
Paul Hitler Watson. Here's, right, I won't believe it until I see an update. A Twitter thing from the police. Well, I've got your Twitter thing from the police.
Yes, but you gave me the wrong police authority.
No, I didn't. They're
the only ones you mentioned. Why didn't you mention Thames Valley Police?
Why didn't you ask the question?
Oh, for God's sake.
Because in this report...
I'm not the one swallowing all this.
In this report, it says West Mercia Police are speaking to someone.
How old's the artist?
What has that got to do with anything?
Aha! Burglary investigation, Blenheim Palace.
Here we go. And now we're about to hear a little bit of humble pie being eaten. Ate.
Okay.
You believe it now?
Yes, because I've seen it from the police, not from you.
Here's a recurring theme. Roy and Darryl, sorry, we're going to come to you in a minute. Here's a recurring theme on this show. I get something right because I'm very knowledgeable at one mastermind. I was so good at mastermind that they asked me to go back for the final of finals last week, and then they asked if I was interested.
And then what happened?
And then they asked if I was interested to fly out to Belfast to do the final of finals of Mastermind. I said I was interested. Then they didn't come back to me. Now that implies one of two things. The most likely is they
listen to this show.
The most likely is they were scared of me. That's the most unlikely. The most likely is they were scared of me, or they got bigger stars to say yes. Either of those are possible. I suspect it was number one. But what happens is I get things right, Katherine Googles it, and I'm proven right.
But I check it, because you tell me a lot of bollocks.
One thing I've told you that's bollocks. One.
That your ancestor invented CAPTCHA?
He did, CAPTCHA, C-A-P-T-C-H-A. The annoying thing where you've got to recognise these letters that are in like this psychedelic fog on the computer. He did, that was invented by a relative of mine.
Name?
Excuse me?
What was the name of this famous relative?
I don't need to divulge that information.
Okay. You see my problem?
Well, your problem is that you do not believe, you don't want to, your problem is, well, one of many problems, that
You're going to start talking about my curtains again.
One of many problems you have is...
You are sleeping. You do not want to believe.
Let's go to our good friend Darryl, excuse me. Hello, Darryl.
Hi, hello, how you doing?
Very well, Darryl. Very tense working atmosphere this evening, but apart from that, having a great time. What can we do for you, Darryl?
Well, no, I was just curious. I thought maybe your psychic could find this toilet, you know?
Good one.
Maybe he could give you a hand in finding
I did mean to ask Clinton if he'd ever been called in to find...
Yeah, I should have really, shouldn't I?
Murder victims.
Oh, sorry, it's a time delay. That's what it is. Sorry, I was standing by the radio, there's a time delay, I didn't realise. I'm an inexperienced radio caller, that's all.
What do you mean, inexperienced radio caller?
Yes, first time.
Thou jokest
me.
me
In. No, honestly.
You've never called in before?
Never. Never, you broke me in. Well, no, I was just curious. I thought maybe your psychic could find this toilet, you know?
Good one.
Maybe he could give you a hand in finding
I did mean to ask Clinton if he'd ever been called in to find...
Hello? Standing by the radio, there's a time delay, I didn't realise. I'm an inexperienced radio caller, that's all.
What do you mean an experienced radio caller?
Never, you broke me in. I think I've gone now.
You right, Darryl? You went quiet for a bit, mate. What happened? Did we lose you?
No, I'm still here.
We were talking to you and you just weren't answering. I thought you'd fainted or something.
No, sorry, possibility, yes. No, really, I was just, I was on the radio, there's a time delay, I didn't realise. I'm an inexperienced radio caller, that's all.
What do you mean an experienced radio caller?
See, his phone's, it's repeating back to me now.
I'm getting an echo on the line, Darryl. Is that you?
Yes, that's me. So is that better?
Let's just, yep, that sounds better.
Yeah, well, really, this toilet, I just wondered, this day and age, how somebody can spend so much money creating some absolute stupid. I've gone now.
You right, Darryl? You went quiet for a bit, mate. What happened? Did we lose you?
No. Oh, it's done it again. I'm getting echoing again.
Darryl, I'm getting terrible echo on this line. He's gone, Darryl? Okay, this is Talk Radio.
After hours amusement for anarchists, air hostesses and jet-lagged Antipodeans.
G'day, coppers. Can I crash on your floor?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I'm having fun tonight. I'm having fun tonight. We did a story from the Times. That makes us well-read.
Totally does.
And posh.
Yeah.
And clever.
Mm-hmm.
And, well-to-do. It's the way forward. All I'm saying is, if the Times is listening, they have to legally, because we're in the same building as us. They should forget sponsoring, something with Mark Dolan's and, whatever that, sponsor us.
We can do,
one of my favourite things in Viz is such a great line. It was years ago. It was before Davy Jones died, but they pretended that Davy Jones had died. And the headline was, something along the lines of Mickey Condolences. That's a great line, isn't it? Mickey Condolences. That's a great line. Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees is doing a song from the soundtrack album for the new Mr. Rogers movie starring Tom Hanks, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. I wish they'd release the Blu-ray of the documentary over here, because I want it packed full of extras. I want it packed. I need to see that film again. I want to see it legitimately. I don't want to see some hooky burned version. I want to own it. But, he's doing a song on the album, the soundtrack album. That's gonna be a treat, man. An absolute treat to look forward to. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Roy. Good evening, Roy.
Hello, Ian. Hello, Kath.
Hello, Roy.
What can we do for you tonight, Roy?
Just a couple of things. I loved your guest, by the way. I thought he was brilliant. Really funny.
Are you a believer, Roy, in the supernatural?
Not really. I've only ever had one experience with that. I woke up one day and there was an old lady sitting at the end of my bed. But having said that, we've been at a barbecue all day and I'd had about 6 cans of Stella, maybe.
And you don't know who you pulled and taken back?
Well, also the guy who was cooking the food, and this is true, he was losing patience because it was taking too long to cook.
No.
So he got one of those squirty petrol cans and just squirted it over the food onto the charcoal to sort of
speed it up.
So I might have been hallucinating.
You might have been poisoned. When was that? Was that recently? Because I remember in the 70s, barbecues were built by dads out of spare bricks they'd nicked off a building site and a little bit of metal, and they were all lit with either lighter fluid or some of them were lit with petrol.
Yeah, there was. Remember those squeezy petrol cans with a nozzle on them?
Yeah, you'd light a barbecue with that. And now you think, my God, that's poison. But my dad would light a barbecue with petrol and then get you to eat the food.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Well, that might have made you hallucinate an old woman sitting on the end of the bed, Roy. I can give you that. Go on, what you got?
Well, first of all, have you seen it? I know you're doing the Jason Statham films.
Yes, I am.
Yep. You haven't mentioned Spy. Have you seen that?
Oh, mate, This is the comedy with Melissa McCarthy. I watched it last weekend. Oh, it's so funny, isn't it?
Brilliant. You got to give it to Jason. He's very funny, isn't it?
He is brilliant. The bit where he's talking about the face-off machine. Oh, I rewound that scene and watched it 3 times in a row. It is, and the bit where he's in a hotel room. I've jump-started my own heart with those, what do they call those defibrillators. And he's listing everything he's done in his films. Nearly everything he says there is something he's done in one of his silly films. Oh, he was funny in that. And the bit towards the end where he rushes in with a gun into a packed room full of baddies, and he gets the pocket of his jacket caught on the door. Oh, I was really surprised by that, Roy. It was absolutely brilliant. And Melissa McCarthy is just wonderful in anything that everyone in that played an absolute blinder, I thought. Even Jude Law was great in it.
Yeah, and what's the guy's, is it Peter Serafinowicz?
Peter Serafinowicz is in it, yeah.
Yeah, he was brilliant. And the woman, the posh woman in it. Everyone was.
Everybody in it was now I recognise the actress that played like the head of the spy agency, but I can't think what.
She's in the West Wing or something.
She's in something like that. Maybe it is the West Wing, but it is Spy. If you've not seen it, dear listener, so delicious, so well done, so delicious. I laughed at. I haven't laughed at a film for ages, Roy, and I was laughing at that, and I just kept rewinding bits because it was so good.
Yeah, I watched it twice. Miranda's in it as well, isn't she?
She's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant in it. Everybody's brilliant. It's a really good ensemble.
Were you thinking of Alice and Janney?
Yes, I was. The slightly older, sort of late 40s.
The boss.
Alice and Janney, yeah, she was great. Honestly, everybody in it. Sometimes you watch a film and you think, it's very hard where the whole cast is great. But everyone in this is just, is the Swedish guy. The Swedish bodyguard of the baddie is, it's brilliant. Anyway, it's brilliant. Go and watch it is my recommendation. Was that it, Roy?
The other thing was, I was at a barbecue on Saturday and we were talking about programmes.
It's always barbecues with you, isn't it?
Love burning stuff.
There's no hallucinations this time.
Good.
But one of the guys was saying, and I haven't Googled it because I thought this is the kind of nonsense you might like.
Thank you.
He used to watch a programme when he was growing. We were talking about kids' programmes.
Yeah.
I think he said it was called Captain Pugwash.
Yep.
Now, it said...
Here we go. Now, I'm going to tell you, I know exactly what you're going to say. I can tell you right now it's a myth, but go on.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. He said one of the characters is called...
you can say it.
Seaman Staines.
Seaman Staines, yep.
And another one was called Roger the Cabin Boy.
And there was also a Master Bates.
Another one.
It's a myth. Unfortunately, it would be wonderful if it were true, but it's a great one, and people believe that for years, and no one thought, why don't we go and watch it and find out? It's a delicious urban myth. But don't tell him I said that. Keep on spreading it.
All right, okay, will do.
Hey, nice one, Roy. Thank you for the call. I like that. That was a great call. 0344.
Also, the correct pronunciation of Jason.
You're right there. You nearly correctly pronunciated some of those words. 03.
Oh dear.
03. What is in that bottle that you're opening at the moment? 03 44 499 1000. So I did nothing this weekend. I watched the movies. I cooked lamb tagine, the recipe that you gave me, but with beef, because they didn't have any lamb anywhere. So I cooked that, and I cooked shed loads of it, and that was my meal for the weekend. Had that for dinner on Saturday, 2 helpings. Had it for lunch and tea on Sunday. Treated myself to a nice dessert, from Marx's, and posh custard, Madagascan vanilla custard.
You're not messing about.
Because I never really eat. Eating for me is a chore. It's like just put frozen pizza in and eat. Well, I'm full. And I never treat myself to food. And you said, well, why don't you just cook yourself something nice? Oh, I can't be bothered. Look, just go and do it. Go and cook yourself something nice.
Stick the radio on. Cooking, for me, is a pleasure.
I was listening to finally listening to the White Album outtakes after running that box set for ages. And there was a brilliant, I'll play you a song from that after. There was a brilliant, version of Good Night. You know, the Ringo sings it. Now it's time to say good night. But there's a version, it's all strings and stuff, and I quite like it, but the strings are a little bit too much. But there's a version of it with them on guitar and the Beatles doing backing vocals, and it's stunning.
Wow.
I'll see if it's on YouTube. We'll try and play it after the news. So I listened to that, cooked, did some streaming. Thank you everyone who supported my streaming this week. Played a rude game called Katherine. No disrespect to you, Katherine Full Body. This weird Japanese game where it's just like hot anime women. It's weird, man, but it's good. So I was doing a lot of streaming. But you had. Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, we can talk about this.
You had
I'm knackered.
a horrible. So I woke up at about 5 o'clock, and there was a message on my phone saying I'm at the hospital. You had a nightmare.
Yeah, I did. So Saturday, I spent all day moaning in the back garden because my sister came round and the kids were all playing together and we had a good old moan.
Yeah.
It was great.
Sometimes you have to just...
It was brilliant.
Just have a whinge about everything.
And no one can moan like a couple of sisters.
Yeah.
So anyway, we did that, and then I was knackered and I thought, good, as soon as these kids are in bed, beautiful. I am absolutely spent. So anyway, the kids went to bed, and then I was watching a film.
Can I ask what film you were watching?
Rocket Man.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A bit of fun, actually.
Rocket Man! Wait, is it hooky?
No. It's on Sky now. You can get it on.
You tape it for me?
Well, actually, I did the thing where you can watch it now, but you get the DVD, so when I get the DVD, you can have a look at it.
Thank you very much
indeed. It's good. I can see how it's really kind of a stage play that's made into a film, but nothing wrong with that. It's
Dexter
great.
Fletcher.
Yeah, so good. And he's in it. He's spotted.
Good, I like
a cameo.
I think you should be on camera more, Dexter.
So, Elton John is tucking into the powder, and I hear a noise on the stairs, and it's my eldest.
It's not custard powder.
No. She comes down the stairs and she'd woken up in the night. She said, can I sit with you for a bit? So I said, yeah, of course you can. So she sat with me for a bit, and then her dad came home from the cricket where he'd been all day, and he said, I think it's about time you were in bed. It's party pooper. And so she asked for a drink of water. We went in the kitchen, and he passed her this glass of water, and it just went through her hands. She said, oops, all over the floor. He started mopping it up. And I was talking to her saying, don't worry about it, because I was the clumsiest kid in the world, so I never go mad about stuff like that. And as I was talking to her, her eyes rolled back and she sort of slumped forward, and it was terrifying. I caught her before her head hit the fridge.
Oh, man.
Took her in the living room, and she was awake, but her eyes were back, she was completely limp, and there was this kind of weird rattling noise. That kind of, it was awful.
Just do it again?
That like that. So, I thought she can't be breathing properly. Anyway, this is all happening in space of about 20 seconds. She comes round on the sofa. She lost control of her bladder.
That's the thing for me that would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woke up on the sofa. She didn't really know where she was, quite confused. And obviously that's not usual. And then she said she felt sick and she threw up. And then she started shaking and she was really pale. It was like shock. And at this point it's kind of, well... okay, she's back with us and she's talking now, but obviously something's not right. What do I do? Fortunately, my friend, really good friend of mine that I've known since we were sort of teenagers, lives around the corner. She's a paediatric nurse, got her straight round. And she...
See, here's the thing, right? I would have phoned 999 then. But you had a hesitancy.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we do, when it's something that's obviously...
I didn't think the ambulance would get there in time, so I wanted to have someone there, and then I was gonna... And then I phoned the ambulance after Becky came, because I just wanted reassurance that we were just going to make sure she was all right for that moment, and that's what happened. Yeah, we ended up getting taken. She was going to take us in the car. Then she said, do you know what? Get an ambulance, because if anything happens on the way, they're trained to deal with it, and they'll have the space to do that. So that's what happened. We ended up going to Luton and Dunstable Hospital at, what was it, just before midnight on Saturday night. We stayed there till 6 in the morning for tests and stuff. I couldn't find anything wrong with her. They checked her blood sugar, they did ECGs 3 times.
But they don't think it's anything like epilepsy.
No, they said, at the end of it all, we saw 3 doctors, and they were all kind of trying to make me say, you sure she wasn't twitching while she was out? I said, no, absolutely not.
Because that would imply it was an epileptic.
Yeah, and I said, no, absolutely not, she was limp. And they said, right, well, what it is both of these symptoms, you've got symptoms of fainting and you've got symptoms of a seizure, but you haven't got all the boxes ticked for either of those things. And they can't investigate it any further, apparently, unless she has another one. Because they need a pattern, because sometimes these things can just happen.
Just be a one-off, yeah. Maybe it's something, or it's heat, or something that... Gosh. But she's all right now.
She's fine. She's got a brilliant story to tell.
Yeah.
I sent a note in with the teacher. She's got this brilliant story to show off to her mates about, a nice gruesome one. My sister's been dining out on it as well. The paramedics were brilliant. When they arrived, they were talking to her, and then my youngest woke up and came downstairs, and obviously she was quite alarmed by what was going on. And when she knew her sister was being carted off to hospital in an ambulance, I mean, we were sitting up. She wasn't like strapped to stretcher or anything like that.
I don't think they wouldn't strap her.
Well, but what I mean is it wasn't...
To a stretcher.
We just climbed into the ambulance.
Right, okay.
It wasn't like she didn't see her sister being wheeled off, is what I'm saying to you. And the paramedics saw that she was upset and they said, do you want to have a quick look around the ambulance? They turned the lights on for her and everything.
Oh, good for them. I love ambulance people.
They're so good.
They're the best. I've never met a bad or grumpy. In fact, whenever I've been at hospital with the kids, which for a few years ago was quite often, little boys, I'm sure little girls, they like looking at ambulances. And quite often we walk past and have a little look. And if there was an ambulance person there, they'd always say, shall I open up the back for you? You can have a little look in.
Here's the brilliant thing about Brandon and Sophie, I must give a big up to East of England Ambulance Service, and I've already spoken, I'm trying to get a message to their bosses as well, because they were fab. When we got to the L&D, Saturday night, imagine, Saturday night in A&E at Luton Hospital, we had to walk through the adult A&E to get to the kids section. They've got a kids section now at least.
Yeah.
And those two shielded my eldest. They sort of sandwiched her in between, and they were talking to her the whole time, and they got her past all the people who'd had too much of basically everything.
Good for them.
They were fantastic, really thoughtful. When we arrived at the children's A&E, they said, this is, introducing her. She's an absolute nightmare.
There you go, you see, brilliant.
But they were making her laugh and talking about Harry Potter and taking the edge off what was a really frightening situation for all of us,
Oh man, that's horrendous. Onwards and upwards, dear listener. Another hour of this to go. I'm glad she's all right now, though. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Good night, take 10.
It's time to say good night, good night, sleep tight. Now the sun puts out his light, good night, sleep tight, dream sweet dreams for me. Dreams for you. Close your eyes and I'll close mine. Good night, sleep tight. Now the moon begins to shine. Good night, sleep tight, dream sweet dreams for me. Dream sweet dreams for you. Now it's time to say good night, good night, sleep tight. Now the sun puts out his light, good night, sleep tight, dream sweet dreams for me. Dream sweet dreams for you.
I like that because it almost feels, it just keeps feeling like it's going to fall apart at any moment. It's hanging by a very loose, slightly out of tune thread, but I love that. It's taken me so long to listen to the 2 discs of outtakes from the album that you guys know as the White Album. I, of course, call it and will always call it the Beatles because that is the title of the album. And I'm only halfway through the first of the 2 bonus discs, man.
So you were listening to that while chopping your beef?
I was cooking. I was chopping my beef, man. I was cooking. Then I just went and played video games.
Good.
All weekend. It was great. But then I got a little bit bored. By the end. Go on.
Told you what happened on the Sunday, because obviously we had a lazy day because we've been at the hospital all night.
Yes.
So, I ordered this thing off the internet that looked like a con and it wasn't one.
Oh. What was it?
This tiny little projector, it was like $50-something, so it was 43 quid.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is too good to be true. It won't work, but I fancy a projector. And let's have a little go. And if it's crap, do you know what? The kids can have it in their bedrooms and like project things on the wall.
Yes.
So we had a go with it the day before. It seemed to work fine. And then I got the big screen out that I had in the garage.
Yep.
Put it in the living room. Kids nestled on the sofa. We watched the new Mary Poppins on it. The latest Mary Poppins on it. It worked a treat. It didn't overheat, didn't set fire to anything. It was an absolute beauty. The kids loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Projectors are where it's at.
Yes.
Hannah's just tweeted me this. This is from Quite Interesting, so it must be true. In Japan, you can attend crying workshops where you weep while watching a sad film and a handsome man wipes away your tears.
Oh.
Wow. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Look at you thinking. I'll punch you in the nose and wipe away your tear.
Where are we going to get the handsome man?
Okay. We've got no calls on the switchboard, right? Where's your problem? Where's your problem, guys? I'm going to sit here. We're just going to sit here and we're going to wait.
Check the phone lines.
Forgotten about that. Let me find.
The experience of Friday.
Friday night, I've forgotten about that. God, so much has happened in terms of this show since then.
And in the past, hasn't midnight been sort of the time when it's gone kaput?
We're doing straight to air on Friday, thinking, we're not getting many calls, and it turned out.
Calling Talk Radio.
But then, does it? You have to see if it rings.
No, hang on, it will. But if this gets through, then that just means no one's interested. Yeah, that works.
Can you see it?
Yeah, it works. I can see it.
No one's interested. Thanks very much, guys.
No one's interested in finding us. Let's just wait and see. I've lost all of my musical bibs and bobs, and it is bibs and bobs, not bits and bobs. Thanks very much indeed, guys. I've lost all of my musical bibs and bobs that I was going to play. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're going to wait 30 seconds. At the end of this 30 seconds, there's going to be 3 calls on the switchboard. I feel it. And Clinton has done something to me.
He's opened your curtains.
And I'm going to take those 3 calls straight to air. 3 calls are going to come through at the end of this 30 seconds. 0344 499 1000. 0344 499 1000. Here we go. Three 499 1000. I'm waiting for 3 calls are going to pop up. I just know it. There we go. So I'm now going to turn to the screen, and I'm not looking at the screen now. I'm going to turn to the screen, and I'm going to see there are 3 calls waiting for me, and then we're just going to rattle through them, and that's going to give us the impetus to take this show home. Here we go. There are no calls on this show. You guys don't deserve this show. No. Well, it's your fault then. The changes are going to be your fault. Here we go. This is in the T2. Pole dancing is becoming hot again because of the new film called
Hustlers.
Hustlers. And I'm going to go and see this because, as you know,
I want to see it.
Genuine. Okay, great. Well, okay. Well, I'm going to go and see it. You can take the please. I'm a big fan of Jennifer Lopez's movies. Why are you sitting like that? Why are you giving the sass off?
Tell me about this. Seeing as you don't want to go with me, and no one else is going to go with me.
I don't want to go with you.
Right, fine.
I want to go on my own.
Otherwise, God, really?
Well, yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be awkward when you turn around and see what I'm doing. So, I love Jennifer Lopez's films, and I love Jennifer Lopez. I think she's hot. I've seen J-Lo in concert. Mm-hmm. I think she's beautiful, and I've seen what she wears in this. And I think she's a great actress.
Okay, you're supposed to say that first.
I said it. In fact, I said it at any point shows I'm one.
Oh!
Because actually,
she should be grateful.
Actually, she's not that good.
You've not seen Out of Sight yet. Best Jennifer Lopez film you've never seen.
It's not. Made in Manhattan and Monster in Law are.
Oh, come on.
And the one where she has it off with the kid next door. Anyway, pole dancing is bad. Do you remember there was a fad, late 90s, where and you still get them now, but you only see them on programs like Come Dine With Me. It's never your friends that have them, where people, they'll open a room to a bedroom and there's a pole in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for exercise. Come on, no it's not.
Why is it not in the garage then?
Do you do the poll? Anyway, it's making a comeback. According to the T2, do you do the poll? Is not a question most people in this country have ever asked. Now the phone calls come. Alan, Danny, be with you in a second. But on the basis that all American fitness trends migrate over here, we should start practicing ASAP. Doing the pole is what we used to call pole dancing, but before you panic, things have changed. Well, this story feels 20 years out of date. I know they're tying it in with the movie, but we've seen this.
And I've spoken
before.
to people who do pole fitness, and they're incredible. They're incredibly agile.
Oh, tell me about
athletic.
Oh, beautiful.
It's just, I mean,
great, but buns of steel. Pole dancing has changed. Forget desperate girls in sleazy strip clubs. I don't know.
Gosh.
That seems a bit judgmental.
It's rather dismissive.
It's a bit judgmental, isn't it? And forget writhing around in platform stripper heels. No, don't forget that. Lose the word dance from the equation altogether, and what you end up with is the latest exercise craze to sweep the states, doing the pole. It isn't a dance, they say, it's a sport. And if Anna Wintour's Vogue gets behind it, who are we to argue? It definitely is not just a dance. No way, Kelly Yvonne, a pole choreographer, told them. It is amazing, right? Have I been to a pole dancing club? No, I don't think I have. I've been to a couple of lap dancing clubs, one in Brighton, this is years ago, 20 years ago, and one, I think, where was I in America with Jade? Maybe it wasn't in America, maybe it was in Tel Aviv. Maybe I went to one, the cameraman I worked with, Jade, was there. But the only time I think I went abroad for work with him was to Tel Aviv. We didn't go to the States, did we? Anyway, but they were lap dancing, and it was, I was very, very, very drunk at the time. I think I went to one in Japan as well, actually, but very, very drunk. But not pole dancing. But I've seen it on the telly and stuff. That is amazing what those dancers can do. The hanging upside down and, all right, yeah, it is sexy, of course it is. But the whole, I can't even swing around a pole. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
It definitely is not just a dance, no way. Kelly Yvonne, a pole choreographer, told the magazine in a lengthy article.
What if it is just a dance? And also, just a dance. Dancers, again, dancing is an art form.
No, I think that she is saying that it is a dance, but there is also more to it.
Right, okay.
So it's not just a dance.
Right.
There is more to it. Describing it as the it fitness trend that has won over skeptics. Yvonne helped train the British musician, FKA Twigs, who says that she works out like an athlete and uses her impressive skills in performance. We'll come to this in a minute. We've got a load of phone calls now. Let's go through these in the order that they came in. Good evening, Alan.
Hello.
Hello, Alan. You're on Talk Radio. What can we do for you this evening?
Hi there. I just started phone and because you said a while back, I'll use it or lose it. About phoning in.
Yeah. Use it or lose it.
And I just felt I'd phone in.
Thank you.
And yeah, this is like weeks ago. You were talking to Katie Puckrick about Hall and Oates.
Oh yeah, a little bit of yacht rock and Hall and Oates.
Yeah. I once met those guys.
No, you never. You never met Hall and Oates.
I did.
I do not. This is going to end with a really weak punchline.
It's not. There's no punchline.
Tell me then.
Apart from, and yeah, it was really curious.
Well, where did you meet them?
Circumstances. It was in a church near Edinburgh. Yeah.
Right. Listen, you're telling such a great story that if this does end with a weak punchline, you got one past me, and if there is no weak punchline, then I apologise for being suspicious. Go on. I'm going to shut up. You tell us.
Absolutely no weak punchline. It's going to sound like it's a joke because there was that thing, Big Train, about them being detectives.
Oh yeah, sort of being right? Like sort of social workers and detectives.
Yeah. But and this is a bit like that because this is in the late. It was like late 1980s.
Yeah.
And me and my friends were we were into kind of, it was a bit Howard Hughes, like, we were into like we were trying to find like Knights Templar type kind of mysterious buildings.
Yes.
This was like later on it became like this Dan Brown phenomena, that there was this church near Edinburgh that was supposed to have like ley lines or some nonsense like that.
Yes.
But we had a book that we were going around this place, and it was just us. And then we looked over. There was a wall, a low wall in the garden, and it's like, my God, that looks like Darryl Hall and John Oates right there. and they had the same book. Well, they were sort of like going around, you know, like looking at sort of inscriptions and stuff. Yeah, no, true. And you know, all we said was, "Oh, you got that book too?" And they were like, "Yeah." And
so hang on, you're telling me that Darryl Hall and John Oates had a book that told you where ley lines were, and they were travelling around
together,
looking at churches with ley lines.
Yes, but later in that day, because we were like, that obviously that was not. There's just two guys that look like that, right? And then later in the day, we were in Edinburgh City Centre, and it was, you know, on the Edinburgh, you know, like the concert hall, it was tonight, Darryl Hall, John Oates. So it's got to be them. I mean, I have no proof.
Oh, hang on a minute. Now you're not. I mean, how much of a Kathy's not buying this? For one, she sat back, nowhere near the mic with her arms crossed. That to me says that she thinks this is bullshit. I'm buying this, right? I'm in.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm in. How confident were you that you met Hall and Oates looking for ley lines?
I'm really confident. I'm 100% confident.
I'm in then.
In Scotland in like 1988, there are not people that look like that, apart from maybe footballers. But you know, and it was so them. And it is a kind of famous. It's a famous place now, you know. So like the Rosslyn Chapel, you know, it was like a sort of. Yeah. It was a whole phenomena later.
Yeah.
But you know, then it was kind of like a sort of niche thing, you know. Anyway,
you're telling me that Hall and Oates, the day before they play at the Edinburgh Concert Hall, decided to go and look for the Holy Grail.
Why not?
I wish this could have happened before. Somehow, I wish I'd had the foresight to phone in before Katie Puckrick had.
You know, so about 4 months.
We could have got her to say to ask them.
Yep.
That's the only way that
it's Katie's fault that we don't have the evidence.
I can text her now if you want.
No, don't.
Do it.
Alan,
let's get this triangulated.
Alan, go on. Hey, listen, man. Thank you. That was a brilliant call. I appreciate that. Danny and Rory, stay there. 034449910. I'm buying that.
Of course you are.
If you've ever seen pop duos looking for spiritual clues anywhere throughout the United Kingdom,
maybe Wham looking for the Bermuda Triangle.
444991000 is the telephone number. This is Talk Radio.
Tales of mystery and imagination on the radio show that does things differently.
Dolly Parton, I listen to a record all day long.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I'm a nut job, but not that kind of nut job.
On Talk Radio.
Honest to God, it's the new Breaking Bad.
Oh
no. So I'm going to be online tomorrow morning about 11, I think, 11:30ish, probably playing Yakuza 3. Which is, I don't really like.
You say playing, you watch it a lot, don't you?
That one you do. I don't really like RPGs, role-playing games. So I might play a bit of that, bit Katherine, or do some team kills on PUBG. I like doing team kills on PUBG, but I've done so many team kills. PUBG is like slow Fortnite. But I've done so many team kills recently, I'm worried that I'm going to get banned from it.
Yeah.
I love a good team.
Is that the game where you blew yourself up and then,
The guy I was playing with drove a scooter. I was hiding in a very, very small room, like bigger, a little bit bigger than a wardrobe. And this guy drove a motorbike in. And then I shot the tyres so that he couldn't drive it off. And then he was riding it, and I thought it was dangerous, so I shot it. And then it was on fire, and then it blew up and it killed me.
Yeah, you trapped yourself in the room, didn't you?
I trapped myself in the room.
And then I saw you today,
This is my failures,
having a lovely little, burn up in a sort of moon buggy thing.
I was driving, and I was singing Who's Gonna Drive You Home by the Cars. Why was I singing the Cars?
Because you were in a car?
No.
Oh, because that fella died.
Because the fella from the Cars died. I don't really know the Cars, apart from Who's Gonna Drive You Home, and apparently, like a lot of bands, that wasn't particularly representative of their oeuvre.
Anyway, so you're rumbling
isn't it
around.
Funny that when we're talking about like someone's catalogue, we say the French word for egg. I'd never understood that. It's a very, very weird thing.
It's not.
Let's go to, well, it is oeuvre. De oeuvre pour ma breakfast, s'il vous plaît. Let's go to Danny. Good evening, Danny.
Good evening.
Good evening, Danny.
How the devil are you?
Do you want to fight? I will destroy you.
Would you like to go on my phone to ring some friends to back you up?
Would I like what?
To go to my phone to ring some friends to back you up.
I don't need to bring any friends to back me up, buddy. I got nunchucks in my back. I always travel with my nunchucks. We still want a piece of action?
I eat nunchucks for a living.
Really? Well,
yeah.
I shit nunchucks for a living, so you're going to eat shitty chucks.
Very odd jobs you've got.
I tell you, so that means, right, how big is your anal passage?
Yeah. Very big. I can fit chucks up there.
Very big?
Yeah, very big. I'm very proud of my big anal passage.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, what can I say?
Exactly, Danny, except you can kneel down and call me master.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
So, your anal passage is that big?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I bet you're not even sat on a chair, are you? You're sat on a fence post.
Yep, correct.
You are?
No, yep.
Has it been greased?
Dan, why the obsession with my colleague's back passage?
Listen, we've met a few times in various clubs, so you don't need to know things like that.
What can we do for you this evening, Daniel, you dirty pervert?
I don't know, but basically, you cried for help about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, you called up 10 minutes after I cried for help.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
I ran straight away.
No, you did not.
Away. Yes, I did. Ask your production staff.
I will ask my production staff. Katherine.
I would definitely recognise this gobbo.
I saw when you rang in. You rang in like ages after I'd asked for it.
Right, calm down and take a tablet.
Okay.
Right?
I'm going to kiss a tablet. Kiss a tablet?
As soon as you said...
Yes, sir.
Right, in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, all the duels, they called. I rang up.
There must be one hell of a delay on your brain. How's life going for you, man?
I'm waiting for the delay to kick in.
You late for what?
I'm waiting for the delay to kick in.
No, there is no, they're talking about delay, alright, in your brain. Just take it, right, let's use this opportunity, Danny, to just pause for a second in life and just think about where your life is at 27 minutes past 12 on Tuesday, September the 17th. Just do a little inventory. How's everything going?
At the moment, I'm in turmoil.
Why is that?
Because do I sell or do I buy?
What are you selling or buying?
Offer on the house to buy a bigger house.
Yeah.
Or do I keep the house for the extra 5 years and get the equity and then go bigger?
Well, I don't know what the house market is doing. In all seriousness, with Brexit, I've got no idea what the house market is doing.
No, to do with Brexit, no, don't talk about the B word.
Well, it's relevant when it comes to... all right.
No, it's the bollocks. Left's going right and right's going left.
I'm going to give...
And the middle are going left and right.
I'm going to tell you what to do.
It's like Piccadilly Circus.
I'm going to tell you what to do.
Right.
Move house now.
That means selling.
Yeah. Don't wait 5
Well, where
years.
am I moving to?
Well, it means selling and buying. I don't know. I thought you had somewhere in mind. Don't wait 5 years. Start looking now. It might take 5 years.
But it's about equity, isn't it?
But here's the thing, right? Everything goes up, apart from London. Forget London, right? Because London's not real. But everything goes up and down at the same, right? Everything goes up and down the same. So if your house goes up, the house you're going to want to buy is going up, right? And if your house goes down, then odds are the house you want to buy is going down as price as well. Why waste 5 years thinking about equity and
Also,
numbers?
it's not about equity. It's about whether you're going to be around in 5 years' time in the same state you're in now.
You won't be in the same state because I'm going to meet you in the
I'm
shops.
44 years old. I'd like to think I'm around in 5
Well,
years.
you like to think you could, but you could have a heart attack tomorrow.
Oh, that's very...
But you could do.
I'm very positive.
You might get knocked down by a
I'm not
bus
saying
tomorrow.
that. I'm just saying you need to seize the moment because you never know what's going to happen.
You might
in
wind
your
up a
life.
radio host tonight. You might come and kick the crap out of you.
And you know something, as a truck driver who goes to work on a Monday and goes on a Friday,
Yes, sir.
goes home on a Friday, I hope to God I don't have an heart attack on the motorway tomorrow.
I hope you don't.
We're not wishing it on you.
You're talking to someone who watched their 11-year-old daughter keel over out of nowhere on Saturday night, so forgive me if I'm a little bit kind of...
You did?
Yeah. So forgive me if I'm being a bit philosophical.
No, I totally respect and understand that. Is she okay now?
She is, yeah, but we don't know what it was. But what I'm saying to you is, just when you think you've got life sorted and you make plans, something will kick you up the jacksy, so...
Do it now, Dan. Don't waste time thinking 5 years.
Listen, me near indoors, or as I like to refer to as, her that must be a bed.
Okay.
We've got 6 kids that are alive.
Right. Why is this having a competition now? Whose kids are alive?
One's up in heaven.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's one of them things.
Yeah? Okay, well, I can still this has turned into a very, very strange phone call. Okay. So you know about it then? You know that things can change on a sixpence?
Yeah.
So why... Okay, so, alright, well then wait 5 years.
Well, to tell you what then, right?
I don't really care.
You buy it. You're going to buy it.
No, I can't afford my mortgage.
Sure, we can't afford your mortgage. I'm a full wagon driver. I can't afford my mortgage.
Well, then then don't even consider moving. If you can't afford it, you brought it up. I thought you could afford it. If you can't afford it, then stop dreaming and live and be happy with what you got, you ungrateful get.
I beg your better pardon.
Yeah, exactly. I bet you do, Danny. Thank you for a very strange, slightly confrontational call. 03444991000. Good evening, Rory.
Good evening, Ian and Katherine. How are you doing?
Hey, it's Rory. Rory only calls us when he's a little bit tipsy. What you had to drink tonight, buddy?
Oh, no, I haven't had a drink in 9 days.
Congratulazione. As the Italians say.
No, I'm just tired, that's all.
Yeah, man.
The Scottish bloke sounded good. He did, didn't he? I like that Edinburgh accent.
I thought he sounded American to
I
me.
thought his accent was all over the shop.
Catherine wasn't buying it at all.
No, when he said Katie Puckrick.
Yeah.
Like that was amazing.
Let's all try and say, I can't roll my R's very well. Katie Puckrick. Oh, I can do it there. Katie Puckrick. Go on, you do. Go on, Rory.
Katie Puckrick.
Rory. Katherine?
Rory.
Can you say, Katherine, can you say Rory and Katie Puckrick?
Rory and Katie Puckrick.
Beautiful.
There is a former radio presenter who's now a snake oil salesman who would roll his R's on everything, which is fine. It's a gimmick. But when he would talk about
I heard him saying the way someone else spoke was ridiculous the other day.
But when he talks about Asian rape gangs, you think, come on, man, there's no need for that. He does though. Asian rape gangs. Okay, all right, mate.
I got into trouble for, Amal Rajan, who's presenting BBC News.
Do you mean Amal Rajan?
Or Amal Rajan.
Yeah.
Well, he was doing this report. They had it in the first item on the news. Now, it was some serious thing.
Yeah.
And he was like all over the place with his pronunciation. And then I sometimes go on Twitter and criticize people, and when I'm angry at other things, and I take it out
on Twitter
on people like Amal Rajan.
Poor Amal Rajan, who I'm sure is a very nice gentleman.
I know, I'm sure.
But you didn't at it. Did you at him?
But this is the thing, I didn't know I was adding him.
Rory! Rubbish!
I also added Alistair Stewart, who mounted a massive defence of him, of everybody, and I was attacked massively.
Who else did you at? Alistair Stewart. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Oh, God, this is what happens when you just go on Twitter and you decide to...
Just don't go on Twitter and say... Here's the thing, right? Don't go on Twitter and say nasty things. Let's all just go on Twitter and say nice things. Let's all just...
But I think it's appropriate, because I don't
To say that you didn't like the way Amal Rajan pronounced a word.
Yes, because it's just like news on BBC and I'm paying for it.
Oh my God.
You're one
You're
of
the
them.
sort of person who writes in and says, who's this Jack the lad with no tie on? I read that once when I was working at Crime Watch. They were saying that about Nick Thingy. As if he was Jack the lad. Pretty
Jack the lad.
far from
He
Jack
used
the
to
lad,
sit
Nick Ross.
like cock of the walk, though, with his legs splayed on the desk.
Nick Ross.
Yeah, cock of the walk, that guy.
Well, what if you're the subject of the story and Amal Rajan comes on and says, well, this woman got murdered, and look, that's awful.
I'd be dead. I wouldn't give a toss, would I? Find my killer and avenge me.
Anyway, Rory, you old lush. What can we do for you tonight?
The Scottish bloke made me forget what I was going to talk about, but what I remembered then, and it was talking. How do you talk so much, continually?
What?
Like I was staying with my brother.
Talking.
Talking. Keep talking. Like some people keep talking, and some people don't. Some people continually talk.
We don't always talk, do we?
Any questions at all of the other person that they're talking to, and then they just keep going, and then they interrupt the people that they're talking to whenever they ask them a question.
Well, those people, right, we talk on this because this is our job, right, and we sort of have to, but we, and also I enjoy the conversations I have with Katherine on air, because some of them we might, here's a little look behind the curtain, some of them we might have had in the day as real conversations, and so we sort of bring them here, but most of them are spontaneous, most of the calls are spontaneous, and we don't know where it's going. That last call, wonderful, I loved it, I had no idea why it got so aggressive, but I loved it. So we have to talk. But in the real world, I am not as talkative at all.
I had a friend once that used to ring up.
Yeah.
And she'd say, hi, how are you? And that would be the last thing she'd ask me, right?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I've got to go. I'm doing this. It's like, oh, you're busy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're busy.
I know those people. But those people, some people I like being talked to by. I like their company and I think they're great talkers and they're very amusing. They're not you, Katherine, no. But some people I do. But if I just don't hang out with them again.
Yeah, but what if they're your family?
Oh, well then you've had it.
I don't hang out with them again. I don't see any of I don't get on with any of my family.
Yeah. Well, when we were growing up, we had this uncle who came from England who was an architect, and he talked, and he just talked and talked. He talked about architecture and Byzantine architecture, and my brother saw him as a role model and has now taken on his personality, yeah. And this man's wife, the uncle, what his wife will do is she will leave him on his own in room for 5 minutes with somebody, and then she'll go into the kitchen, and then she'll come back in and she'll say, I only hear your voice. Why do I only hear your voice? Why have I not heard his voice?
By the way, I find your English accent offensive, but carry on.
Oh, really?
I find
it's an English accent.
I find that offensive.
You were in Belfast. You know what you said? You said, I don't have an accent. And now you're basically admitting that you...
Sorry, excuse me. What did I say? And how did I say?
When you were in Belfast, you were like, I don't have an accent.
Spot on.
Was Rory at our show? Did we meet
I was
him?
at your show. I was at your show, the first one you did in Belfast.
Oh, but you weren't at the last one.
No, I wasn't at the last one. Marcus was at the last one. My friend Marcus interviewed you.
But why didn't you come to the show?
Busy.
I was otherwise engaged.
Doing what?
I can't remember. But I couldn't go.
Unbelievable, right? Big fan of the show.
We're there once a year, Max.
Yeah, exactly. Once a year, right? We lost money on that show. It cost us money to come over and not entertain you, Rory, because you couldn't get off your, because there was a good film under TV. There was a good film under TV. I'm not going to go out and see those two. There's a good film under TV.
I'm sorry. But Marcus came, and he didn't come to the first one, and he made the podcast and everything.
I prefer Marcus. Although Marcus didn't buy a ticket, I prefer Marcus. And we're never going back to Belfast again. That's it. We're done. That's not even a joke. We can't go back to, we can't afford to go back to Belfast again, because some of our Belfast fans, couldn't be bothered to come out and support us.
That's a sad situation.
Sarcasm there from Rory.
Wow.
Sarcasm from Rory. Incredible scenes, Rory. Thank you very much indeed. That's outrageous. And we've got another 20 minutes. I've enjoyed tonight. Oh, we got Mo, we got Manny. Anyone else who wants to call in whose name begins with an M? 0344, where are you going?
I'm running out of juice, so I'm going to go and get me plug.
Yeah, use mine.
Thanks.
You're not leaving the studio.
Oh.
No one gets a free pass out of here. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional.
Evening, boss.
The unpredictable.
What's happening?
And the completely unorthodox.
Exactly.
With rule-free Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got no internet for the last 4 days.
On Talk Radio.
Well, this is Triple M. We got 3 M's. We got Manny, we got Mo, but before that, we got Mick. Evening, Mick.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Mick. What you got for us?
Have you ever watched a program called Long Island Medium?
Long Island Medium. No, I don't know that one, sir. What is that?
It's about, her name is Teresa Caputo.
Teresa Caputo, okay.
Yeah, and it's on a Quest Red on a Saturday evening.
Yeah.
And it's about her and her family, and she's a medium.
And it's like a reality show. It's not, like a drama.
No, it's a reality,
okay.
show, yeah.
Long Island Medium, okay.
Yeah. And, she just goes around, she does group readings where people invite her to do readings.
Yeah.
She also reads people on the streets, and then she does private readings where people come around to her house or she goes to their houses.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And it can be emotional at times.
Yeah.
And I would say 85-90% of the people are skeptics.
Yeah.
And she brings a lot of comfort to them. With what she reveals to them.
What does she, what's the kind of stuff that she's, telling them then?
About their family who have passed on, their parents, grandparents, family members who have died, their kids might have had an accident or died, brothers, sisters, young kids, yeah.
Wow.
I love watching it.
I've not seen it. I'll keep an eye out for it. There's some good stuff on some of those, channels further down the line. Are you a fan, slight tangent, are you a fan of the excellent Man vs. Food?
I've only watched the odd one or two.
Oh mate, come on. You've got to get into, I mean, it promotes awful eating habits. It's probably, I'm not making light of people with eating disorders at all. It probably, promotes terrible attitudes towards food. But it's some show.
I do know it, and, some of the food does look very appetizing.
Doesn't it, though?
And it makes you want to go over to America just to taste it.
Do you know what I fancied the other day, right? It was last week, just before the show, actually, and I really fancied a New York breakfast. When me and Kath did the show from New York a couple of years ago, we went into Applebee's and the diner in New York. We went there every day for breakfast. And I just their breakfasts are so big. It sets you up all day. You don't need a lunch. You might have a little snack at lunchtime, but you don't need a lunch. And it sets you up, carries you right through to dinner time.
So what did you have? Eggs, bacon,
everything.
Hash browns?
Eggs, bacon, hash browns. So one morning we had like a big fruit breakfast. Then one morning I had like the pancakes with syrup and cream all over. Whatever. I just really, it was 8 o'clock on a Friday night and I just wanted to walk into Applebee's in New York and say, just bring me a breakfast. Anything you want. It'll do. I love it. The New York breakfast.
Yeah, but would they do a breakfast that late in the evening?
Well,
there'll be somewhere in
I was
New
also
York.
several thousand miles away from them, so that was the bigger, thing at the moment. Mick, thank you for that programme. I shall certainly check it out. Let's go to Mo. Good evening, Mo.
Hi, how are you?
Mo, there's no limits. Mo, there's no limits. Mo, 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 there's no limits.
Hello?
Mo, 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 there's no limits.
Hello?
Mo, 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 there's no limits.
Hello?
Mo, 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 there's no limits.
Yes, I was doing this to a child. Please use those sticks for a minute. I try to use them. It smells sacrilegious. Hello?
Mo, 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 there's no limits.
You do spell sacrilegious? I bet you can't spell sacrilegious. It's very difficult. Spell sacrilegious.
Mo? Yeah.
Spell sacrilegious. S-A-C. Spell it. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Alright.
Who's this? Hello? Hello?
Mo, 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 there's no limits.
You just get a life, man, honestly. You never get nothing on the phone. Medium my ass, honestly. I can't believe this guy calls himself a comedian. He thinks he's funny, that's the thing. Hello?
Mo, 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 mo.
Sounds like he had a limit. Very touchy indeed.
But he had a limit, and then Manny
was shocked by the language.
Manny, why did you swear?
I didn't swear.
You swore! Hey, we heard you. Put your mouth near the phone.
Hi.
Mo swore, then Manny swore. My double dump used.
Domino swears.
No, I didn't swear, did I?
Yes, you did. We heard it.
You whispered it.
I was laughing. No, I was laughing.
What can we do for you, Manuel?
Yeah.
Why is there an echo? Have you got the radio? Shut up. Have you got the radio? Shut up. Shut up. Have you got the radio on?
No, I'm on the house phone.
Right, well then there's an echo.
Does that mean you can't have the radio on?
Let me try and put it over here, please.
Let's see.
Upstairs.
Right, Manny. He's not even listening to a word we're saying. Manny, what can we do for you?
I've just come to see how Kathy's daughter is.
She's alright.
I joined Twitter today. I did tweet you. I don't know if it went or not.
Oh, which one are you then?
Manny Gill 007.
You've got numbers.
I think so.
007?
That's right.
Manny Gill 007? Says you don't exist. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Manny Gill?
07. I think it's 07 or something like that.
No person.
Never mind.
This line is terrible, Manny. I can't, this is a terrible, terrible line. I can't, you know, I know blind and everything, but flipping it, limits.
I like Nanny a lot.
Well, but we all have,
our limits.
We all have our limits, and Manny is mine. Where were we? Pole dancing.
Oh, yeah.
For me, even more. We've got another 10 minutes of the show. 8 minutes of the show. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. We'll take calls straight to air for the last few minutes. If I see any calls come up, I'll put them on. For even more compelling evidence of what doing the poll will do for your body, look at Jennifer Lopez. Lopez is 50 and the mother of twins. She also has the body of a lifetime. Thanks to pole training for her role in the film Hustlers.
I think she had it before.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the body might have been pivotal in landing the role.
Yeah, it's not yeah, exactly. I mean, she is I think she's an incredibly beautiful woman. She was a dancer before she was a pop star. But also that is her job. So I know she's got twins and I get all of that. But her job is to look the way she looks, and she has the money and the time
and the resources
to do all of that.
She isn't going down fitness first and waiting for the bloke to get off the bench press.
But I'm sure she probably has issues. You know, she has concerns about her body and feels inadequate and feels she will have days where she feels unattractive and thinks she looks fat and thinks that she's, I'm sure she has, it's never as comfortable as it looks.
No, exactly. And she's now in an industry where youth is prized, so she's really, she's had to work bloody hard to stay where she is, and it's unusual for a woman of 50 to still be given those roles that are based on, body image.
She's posted a video on YouTube of her training. I'm going to watch that tomorrow for research purposes. In which she describes the pole as effectively being acrobatics. It's hard to disagree. She's filmed climbing up it and sliding down it. She practices wrapping a knee round the pole, or a thigh, or an ankle, and hanging off it, twirling round. Yes, she's training to portray a stripper. I'm sure I'm going to have to... It's on YouTube. Okay. But the point for the rest of us is that she ends up with a six-pack to die for, a perfectly sculpted bum, and thighs of steel. This is a very odd piece.
Yeah.
I don't understand what this... The three areas that many women, especially those approaching Lopez's age, worry most about.
Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. Only Jennifer Lopez is Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah. This is not the piece I was expecting. I thought this was going to be an interesting... Hey, there's this film where pole dancing is the thing, and here's why it's becoming popular again 20 years after. It's not. It's a bit of a weird...
It's a kind of, isn't she good for her age?
Isn't this? This is very strange. It's written by a woman, Hilary Rose, on the Jennifer Lopez Lopez-led fitness craze. Aficionados say that the sport makes you move in 3 dimensions. All sports make you move in 3 dimensions unless you're paper. Moving flat. Is great for building strength, agility and flexibility, and energizes the fascial. F-A-S-C-I-A-L.
Never heard of it.
Fascial.
Have I got one?
System of connective tissue that wrap and separate muscles. Lopez was trained by a Cirque du Soleil performer and points out in the video she's trying in 6 weeks to learn skills that usually take 6 years. She's not hoping for a part in the circus, she says. She just wants to look convincing and comfortable, which is no easy thing to do when you're hanging upside down with your legs apart wearing sparkly 5-inch platform heels.
Well, I don't know whether that's true. I mean, not all pole dancers will be brilliant, so she's allowed to be just a woman pole dancing, isn't she?
Some gyms in America offer underwater pole classes, where I'm happy to admit that I'm not very good in the water now. I'm in a very comfortable place where I can admit I do not like being underwater. Not a thing I enjoy at all, and I never have to do it again. Hopefully, unless there's an emergency. One of my boys was going down. They're stronger swimmers than me. Well, my boys was going down. Of course I'd go down. But, I'm not, I don't like being in the water. I don't really like, I like maybe messing around in the local swimming bars with the kids, but that's it. And that's alright to be like that. Oh, that's alright to...
You're not a merman.
I'm not a merman. No, I'm not a merman. Anyway, so you can do pole dancing underwater if you want. I don't think I shall bother. Here's the thing. You got anything for us, Boyley, before we end up?
Yeah.
What you got? What you got, honey pie?
Man 32 dresses as a pensioner in a wheelchair to travel on 81-year-old's passport. I mean, looks legit.
Is this Nico? Nico Milano?
No.
That's what he often does around like Aldi and B&Q and stuff.
It's a similar job, to be honest, except Nico looks a bit more convincing. A young man underwent a complete makeover in an attempt to pass off as an 81-year-old man so he could travel on his passport.
Fair play.
The passenger appeared to go through a lot of effort
Surely
to find his
easier
disguise.
just to get your own passport.
No. He had a white beard, oversized glasses and a wheelchair. See, he should choose one of those because standard old man outfit is going to attract attention.
Yeah.
His costume was not good enough to fool immigration officers. The seemingly frail and elderly passenger caught the attention of staff when he reached security at New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport on Sunday.
No.
Dressed in a white tunic and trousers with a white turban and black slippers, the man was hoping to get on a flight to New York. But staff became suspicious when he was reluctant to be frisked.
Oh, yeah.
He posed as if he was very old and incapacitated, says Shrikant Kishore.
Old man.
He reluctantly stood up. This is when the officer noticed that the roots of the passenger's white beard were black. He was also apparently trying hard to avoid the officer's eyes.
There's a lot of this going around. There's that was it a Mexican gang lord that dressed up as like his 15-year-old daughter?
Yeah.
To escape from prison, and there's that really humiliating footage of him just like standing there, and the copper's just ripping the wig off, ripping the dress, and he's like, yeah, okay.
It's like the end of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, okay, you got me. Hey, it's Darryl Morris. How you doing, Darryl?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Good, thank you, man.
You're very funny on the radio. We're laughing tonight.
Katherine and I are the dream team. We one show in every month, I reckon. We're getting up to like once
lucky,
a month.
Yeah.
We get a good 3 or 4 laughs out of it.
Tonight was the one.
Tonight was the night. Same time next month, kids.
Yeah.
Let's just see who this is. Hello, line 1. You're on the wireless.
Why do we have a number of callers to your programme who either agree very strongly or disagree very strongly with homosexuality being it?
Oh, they've gone. There we go.
I haven't heard any of those callers tonight, but sounds like an exciting show.
Weird. They either agree very strongly or disagree very strongly with homosexuality. We don't get anybody that's like, yeah, gays, whatever. The gays. I've got strong feelings. Anyway, right, we got 58:30 is your out time, young man. Tell us what you got on your show tonight, please.
On the show tonight, Ian, we're going to be catching up with our man at the Live Dem conference. Ian Payne is going to be there for us, lining up the Jaegers as we speak, I imagine, so that'll be interesting.
There we go.
I think. We'll see how that goes. Also, I am done with holidaying in this country, and on this planet, frankly. I've seen all the stag do's from Newcastle that I need to see, all the mountain ranges. There is a new hotel, a space hotel, which is going to be a real thing. Don't scoff, this is an actual thing. We're going to speak to the man who is pioneering it, and hopefully going to be making it a reality.
His name is Bullshit Barry. And he will be live on Talk Radio next. This has been Ian Lee and Katherine Boyle. Back tonight at 10. This is Talk Radio.
We are Talk Radio.